All right.
Ready? Run from it. Destiny arrives all the same. And now it's here. What should I say?
All right. As this room fill up, be sure to hit that like button, share this content. Let that friend or that neighbor know where to go when it's time to tune in to Cowboys Sports Talk and beyond. I fool around and forgot to update the title, so bear with me. I gotta update this title again. God dog it. Come on with it. Mama said there'll be days just like this. All right, let's get it, baby. I was what? All right, come on with it. As the room fill up, I got one rule of the law for right now, and that is to smash upon the like button. Come on with it. We're going to look at some historical data too. I operate a lot off of historical data. We use data points a lot. So we're going to look into that. Cowboys return of Kellen Moore chances, plus more on Deion Sanders is the updated title. Let's get it. Yup. Come on with it.
Emotional, damn it. Take somebody out. Come on. Wasting my time now. Come on. Come on. 5, 4, 3, 2. Yup. Put a 1 in the chat if the audio is straight. No San Fran audio. All right. Yeah. To the window and to the wall. I know you guys got your seat on this beautiful, and I mean just that beautiful, Saturday party. They say ain't no party like a cowboy party. What about a Law Nation's Groove? 1, 2, and 3. All right, the longest intro in life, but you got to understand I had to go back in, change the title, rip this part off, and rip that part off. But one more time. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. It is you.
I cannot believe it. What's up, y'all, man? All right. I know I hit a nuclear button earlier. Last night, listening in, reading over a few things, I thought I'd pull out the pen and pad or what have you and write an article based off of the historical data of the Cowboys. And I get it, you know, a lot of people thought that I'm campaigning and popping champagnes for, dare I say, of Kellen Moore, but I operated out of the consciousness of what the Cowboys tend to do, right? And what they tend to do is hire from within. Let me know if I'm lying, ladies and gentlemen. They tend to hire from within. Holly says, iconic intro and outro. Yeah, freestyle all the time. Appreciate you. I'm glad somebody loves it, and I love it that you love it. Yes, indeed. Appreciate you guys. And then there's a playoff game tonight that I want to be able to talk about and discuss too. But at the end of the day, let's get this thing going in the right and proper way, because I don't want to waste all of your time here. All right, so in this article, I stated why, and I'm not saying it will happen, but it will happen based off of the Law Nation Sports theory, the theory law, the law of theory, why Kellen Moore will be the next head coach of the Dallas Cowboys, right? It states here the Dallas Cowboys have a history of promoting from within or selecting candidates with prior ties to the organization when filling their head coaching position. Kellen Moore fits the pattern, bringing a unique blend of youth and offensive innovation. Regardless of how you look at it, that's how they see it, right? And a deeper understanding of who the Cowboy system is, making him a strong candidate, meaning that, hey, everybody else, they like him. For example, they like the ideal of Deion Sanders, right? They like the ideal, but there's a lot of things that you have to do. But historical precedents in Cowboys head coaching hires is this right here. Jason Garrett, we old enough to remember, he was here between the years of 2010 to 2019, right? Garrett initially hired under the Cowboys offensive coordination system, and he was getting paid the same amount of coins as Wade Phillips. Who remember that? Barry Switzer. They had relations with Jerry Jones in them from the University of Arkansas. And he was hired and highlighted as the preference coach for the Dallas Cowboys. Shane Gailey in them, which is Dave Campo. Both coaches were promoted based off of their prior coaching roles within the confines of the NFL familiarities of the Cowboys culture, right? And then the investment, the ultimate investment with the Kellen Moore saga. You know, I got to put this out here. He's been with the Cowboys 8 years. That's a long time, ladies and gentlemen. From 2015 to 2017 as the backup player for, dare I say, Tony Romo and Dak Prescott, you know, and then he got rapid promotion from being a quarterback coach to ultimately being an offensive coordinator who was released in the end of the year of 2022. But the continuity is there. He's 36 years of age, and the Cowboys love to circle the block back, and they love to hire from within. The only two coaches that was hired from the outside, from unfamiliarities of the Dallas Cowboys, been Bill Parcells and as well as Mike McCarthy to a degree. But we can argue these 2 points, even with Wade Phillips and Mike McCarthy. These two guys were hired based off of, you must take my son, my real true son, you know. And that's why when Norv Turner, the moment we got rid of Bill Parcells, Norv Turner was going to be the next coach in waiting. But he rejected the idea that he had to bring along Jason Garrett. So he decided to take a job elsewhere. At the last minute, the Cowboys scrambled and scraped, and they found Wade Phillips, who will be willing to add here to having Jason Garrett side by side of him, right? So to make a long story short, if we were to fast forward after Jason Garrett, it was always befitting to also have the same situation. You know, Wade Phillips to Jason Garrett 2.0 was Mike McCarthy, and he had to take the job if you had Kellen Moore with him. You know, it's the same thing. You went from big to small. Now you're going from small to big. It's the same thing. You know, Wade Phillips, big jolly guy, you know, big fat boy, if you want to call him that. And he had to take Jason Garrett. And then the same thing, Mike McCarthy, big jolly fat boy, he had to take Kellen Moore. Now it's the inverse. Ain't nothing new under the sun, baby. And no offense to anybody who's fat. It just ties in. Let me know, do y'all find any holes in my argument here? Because I did some research. Just let me know if y'all found any holes in my statement, because I'll be willing to go over them. Yes. So the wild card is always Deion Sanders. He's tentatively the person that the Cowboys probably need to look into. Now, there are some stipulations and red tapes and all of that stuff that's tied in with that. And first and foremost, shout out to Attack on the Cowboys. Let me pull this one up. Mike had a point. Yeah, he had a point. Yeah, shout out to y'all, man. Here we go right here. This is from Attack on the Cowboys. He says, I've come to the conclusion that there's not a single Cowboy insider who actually knows what the F going on. Folks guessing just like we are. And then that's when I put up there, historical data suggests that there are strong chances for Kellen Moore. Thoughts only on, though only, there are tentative possibilities with Deion Sanders. Now, it always come down to the last two. I don't think that any other candidate, like a Ben Johnson, like an Aaron Glenn, who already said that, I like to go to the Jets, which, for the life of me, why in the hell would he say that? I know thou shall decree a thing and it shall be established, but why would you cut your legs off from up front of you, man? You look, and he need to be trained. He need to be media trained, right? You don't go out there and say, I like to go to the Jets. Then you alienate all of your chances with the Jacksonville, with the Saints, with the Cowboys, with Chicago, whoever got the openings. You just done cut your legs off from under your feet, brother. You got to think with your head. Even though you're going to be a head coach somewhere, think with your head. You got all of that gray beard and gray hair. Why would you say, yes, the Jets, the Jets, the Jets? Come on, man. The Jets may not even be looking at you like that. And now you done profess that that's who you want. You cut your legs off from under your feet. Okay? So, Notre Dame head coach Marcus Freeman is 38 years of age. Yeah, he's a young, good coach. But neither here nor there. We talked about this on my previous video, and I appreciate y'all beautiful people for watching. And it was dealing with the no Ben Johnson. Let's listen to it one more time.
And there's one job that is the head of the circus in Dallas. And that's what that is right now.
Didn't sound like you said Ben Johnson's name. His name also in the list of being the top coaching candidate. I don't know if he's just intrigued to go jump into the Dallas circus, but they'll find their guy. No. We assume they will. We assume they'll be able.
I don't expect Ben Johnson to be in play in Dallas. I think Jerry has other ideas. I think Ben Johnson has other ideas, and don't think that he's a logical lead.
He's a logical
leading candidate there right now, not because of his coaching, but he's getting a head coaching job. He is getting
no. That's Adam Schefter. It's just crazy how all of that stuff is going. Shout out to you, John Durden. Jerry says, Law, I found many holes in your statement. No glory. Jerry, wait a minute now. When did you go against the grain? Barry Switzer, Shane Gailey, Dave Campo, them all your boys. Them your boys, right? The only time that wasn't your boy was when you had to get Bill Parcells, and Bill Parcells was brought in because the shareholders and the stakeholders, the people who's going to give you money to build that $3.5 billion playpen, and they were sitting there like, man, we can't build you that with Dave Campo, 5-11. And then if you would just sat back with Bill Parcells, I guarantee you it wouldn't be a 30-year drought of us not touching or seeing any games that's in November or any game beyond January and February. Yeah, we'd have been able to get there. Morris Jackson says, please do not hire Kellen Moore. Yeah, I mean, the ideology is that there's two parties. Everybody else, no one is bringing up. They done narrow it down. New media and old media narrow it down to Deion Primetime Sanders and Kellen Moore. Nobody's talking about the Joe Brady's of the world. Nobody's talking about the fact that you can bring in Aaron Glenn or Ben Johnson or Liam Cohen. No one is talking about those folks or individuals. It is now narrowed down. Now, granted, of course, we will talk about Robert Saleh and Leslie Frazier, but come on, man. We ain't finna bring in Candy, man. Come on, man. Let's be real. No offense to the brother, but come on. And look, the Cowboys ain't finna lead off no press conference with this brother from another mother. Come on, man. Let's be real. At some point, we need to have the realism in it, And he is not finna win the job over Kellen Moore or Prime. It did not. The only thing that will be the saving grace for the Cowboys will be if the Jacksonville Jaguars offer Kellen Moore an unbelievable contract that he can't refuse. And to me, he haven't even got the goodness and the graces for that. But that would be the only way if we can maybe talk to Jacksonville and say, hey, Jacksonville, what's up? Can you do us a huge favor? Take more for us, Yeah, Nubian King 410 say yeah. But this is the thing that comes in the way with all of this processing here. There are a split. I don't think that Stephen Jones is very fond of Deion. I don't think that he is. And if it's anything, let's pull up the data on this. And I know this was old news or what have you, but it fits right into what we're about to talk about. And trust me, Stephen Jones now look just as old as Jerry. Look like they could be brothers.
Thing with me going to the Cowboys was Jerry. Everybody in Jerry's family wasn't with it.
I was our capologist at the time. I was really the guy learning the cap. Had a really good feel for it.
And I know you're trying to get the numbers, and this is what we ought to be doing. Is the
boy, look at him, boy. He a long way from those days. And one thing of the valuable pieces that I looked up at that is that he said he was the capologist at the time, learning the job. Look, you got $1 billion organization. You got a guy that's learning the job, on the job, who's been in that job at 30 years. What have he learned from that? Look, this is what set us back. One of the things of having money is having resources. And when you have resources, you get someone else to do the difficult things, right? At some point in life, when you made a few dollars, yes, it's cool to go to TurboTax. It's good to go to one of those tax places in the middle of Walmart. It's good to have Pookie and Ray Ray and Ashaniqua to do your taxes for you. But when you start making north of 6 figures and 7 figures, you better not have Tyrone and Pookie and them doing your taxes. At some point, you're going to have to move over and let a real CPA person do your tax work, right? Because there's so many things that you don't know. And tax law is big, baby. Bigger than the state of Texas. It changes like the weather too. So what you have to do, Cowboy Nation, is hire someone that's great with the books. That's what the successful teams are able to do. So that's why they are able to circumvent the damn salary cap. But we out here still got Pookie and Ray Ray doing the TurboTaxes move for us. And that's the problem. That is one of the main problems with the Dallas Cowboys. The inability to process the small things. Well, which is the big thing. It's the money. And there's some people right now watching this video. Now you done got successful, you got blessed, and you made over 6 figures. Go ahead and stop letting your daddy and your uncle and Pookie and Ray Ray still do your taxes. You got to get professional with this and let somebody professionally do it for you, and pay them. Yeah. And the things in life, they say the best thing in life are free and all of this stuff. But at the end of the day, also, the best things in life, you pay for it. You pay for what you get. And this brother right here, yes, he aged like bananas on top of the refrigerator. Milk that's left on the counter. Yes, indeed. He's a long way from these days.
Hard numbers. But when you really look at it, we really don't have many like that.
And Jerry comes in there and goes, boy, he's smiling ear to ear. And he goes, guess what? And I said, what? We got us a cornerback. Deion's coming to Dallas. And he goes, it's very simple. We give him $13 million signing bonus and 3 years of minimum salaries. And I go, we can't do that. And he goes, well, I already did it.
Basically shoves me up against the door with his forearm. And I looked at him and kind of smiled. I said, you're really not going to hit me, are you? Called a team meeting.
Yeah.
And put Deion's salary numbers on the board so that everybody could look at it. And I said, now I'm going to ask this room, do you want Deion or not? And, of course, the deal was a big yes, we want him.
Yes, indeed, man. And, shout out to, those who still do their own taxes. I'm not saying, advocate of saying that you can't do it. But what I'm saying is there could be some loose ends to it. And I'm just saying you're missing out on a few things, I'm just saying it's tax season and we're here collect Jerry. Yeah. Appreciate y'all, man. I appreciate everybody for jumping in. But there is a campaign for those of the opposite that say, hey, otherwise, I'm going to commend my brother, Boss Cowboys Sports, for fighting a good fight on letting everybody know that it's no Kellen Moore, right? And I get it. We are subject to being under the mercy of the Joneses. And even in that article I wrote, even though it's the truth to all of those things, a little reverse psychology, ain't nothing wrong with that too. For anything, they check out all of our content, and trust me that I know I got stuff in my phone to let you guys know if you ever bump into me personally. We'll feel free to look at it. But at the end of the day, we all know that our voice is being heard. Yeah, it's being heard over here. Come on with it.
Yep. The worst person is Kellen Moore, by far. Like, people forgot that Dak had the most interception in his career under his offense. Did we forget that?
Yep.
Did we forget that these receivers were saying his offensive system was too complicated? Did we forget that?
Yep.
So this whole Dak intercept, that's the storyline right now. What do you say to this whole Dak interception number narrative?
A lot of, if you look at it, a lot of it was on us as receivers, not being on the same page, but the communication part, that's where it comes into play. I feel like if we were always on the same page, understand that I will have to cross face on this play instead of taking a regular angle. That's 2 picks right there that's taken away.
That's CD Lamb on the play call and the design. And that's my guy, Boss Cowboys Sports, who called in. And he's fighting a good fight over there. Tony Brown 916 says, did the Jones go to school of dumb speeches?
Emotional, damn it.
Yeah, they went to school for something, man. But look, there's no school of football, of course. But at the end of the day, it's one of those things that you have to do. Yeah. Jessica says, I had a tax person to show me how to Law Nation when I moved to Dallas. Appreciate you. Oh, Jessica, I didn't know you was in Dallas. But shout out and salute to you, Jessica. Yep. Yeah, and I really, like I say, I trust TurboTaxes and stuff, but I'm just going to let y'all know I got a CPA. You know what I'm saying?
It's where we hold them. This is where we
they ain't finna mess up my stuff. Yeah, but I appreciate your support, Jessica, and I thank you so much for sharing to us. And if you do taxes for a living, then shameless plug, check out my girl Jessica so she can do your taxes for you. Baker Fields, shout out to you, Brock Marion, Jordan Love, and many. Appreciate everybody. Look, we're going to go through all of this list for my guy because he got a strong campaign.
Mike McCarthy taking over play calling. What has been the biggest difference?
I'll just say the biggest difference, he ain't making it hard like it was last year, you feel me? I just feel like he making it like a West Coast, like he wanted to be, like we was in Grand Bay. And I just feel like it's making guys, more easier than it's not a lot of personnel, it's just a lot of plays. So I just feel like he making it way more easier, and guys don't gotta think. Guys go out there and just really just play fast. So
So that's once again one of the players that played, and I guess, that was under Kellen Moore's deal there. And, at the end of the day, it is one of those things. All right. So with that being said, Boss Cowboy Sports is also still no Kellen Moore on this thing right here. Yes, indeed. So with that being said, this explained perfectly how the Cowboys' Kellen Moore offense fell in bigger games. This is the counter object. On top of that, no Kellen Moore. At the end of the day, let's listen to it.
I looked at what we did. I thought we offensively tried to feature some guys that we went away from our playmakers. Mm-hmm. And that's not what you should do. That's why I'm questioning some of the things that transpired.
We see both these teams here at the Super Bowl. It's so easy for them to feed the ball to Cooper Kupp, Odell, even Chase. Why is it so hard for Dallas to be able to feed the ball to CD and Amari?
Creativity, or the lack thereof creativity. When you have quality wide receivers like Amari Cooper, CD Lamb, Gallup at the time, Wilson, and others, you create matchup issues by moving them all around. They should be able to run routes, and they should be interchangeable. I mean, we need to upgrade in our tight end position, to be honest with you. I don't think our tight ends were great pass blockers or run blockers. And that's the problem.
Yeah.
Especially when you're trying to run the ball with Zeke and Pollard and so forth. Yes. Yeah. We needed that guy that can actually block and run pass routes at the same time.
That's Emmitt Smith thoughts on Kellen Moore as well as our tight end at that time. Yeah. And then on top of that, Kellen Moore equals frustrated players. I'm not trying to beat up Kellen Moore, but this is obviously something that we all have to say to ourselves. This is way before his time frame. Maybe, just maybe, another 5 to 10 years from now, he'll be a stronger candidate for the boys. But what we're talking about is the now. I don't want to have time to sit back and say, yeah, let's go ahead and get another coach that's going to be under the situation of learning, right? And he don't have that factor of motivating, pushing people to the edge of their seats. That's another conundrum, right? I get it. We can look at the facts of these type of things that, hey, that could be the same argument for Prime. But let's be real with it. He probably forgot more football on the football field than Kellen Moore knows. All right, Glenn Capers states here, football is a simple game. Kellen Moore makes it way too complex for everyone. Make run game great again. Yeah. There's been, if I had enough time, there were some things, and I appreciate you, Glenn. Thank you so much for your support and your love and adulations. Thank you for sending me those super chats. Wait till
Take the money out.
Take the money, all of it.
Come on. You're wasting my time now. Come on.
Thank you, man. I got to put a little Samuel in there. The whole thought track of football is simple but yet complex. It's a true thing. It's 11 versus 11. It's will versus will, right? It's trenches down in the trenches versus trenches. And on top of that, this is a situation and scenario that we all want the Cowboys to win. And this is the prime point that we got to make with the Joneses, the level of resistance. Everybody's voice matters. For those who's banging on the table for Kellen, and for those who banging on the table for him not to be here, right?
Quarterback's got to be on point. Communication's got to be on point.
Can you trust those guys with the option routes? Doesn't it feel like that whole thing's just got to be thrown out with picks and back-to-back games?
I mean, and that's the thing. It's like, I know we keep using the word communication for that. I don't think that's communication. That's just CD's got to read it.
Yeah,
like that's not a communication thing. That's not like, oh man, we weren't on.
All right, so for context, Boss, man, this is literally Boss YouTube Twitter page, and I'm highlighting all these points, and we'll get to some others. But on the front end of it, I'm telling you, man, this brother did a lot of research on this, and Bobby Belt fighting for his life to stay a point of saying that it's the player's fault. not the coach's fault. And that goes back to this thing. Ooh, go back to my argument that I done had. It goes back to the argument that we had when Garrett was here, Scott Linehan was here, as well as Kellen Moore. Because so many people talked about the fact that if only these players execute. Who's old enough to remember me saying these type of things? Just because I got Shaquille O'Neal on my team, and he's open on the perimeter to shoot the shot, and I dial up a play for him to do such, and I'm the one that's the fool to say, hey, if only he can execute. No, you're not using him right. You know, he's supposed to be a low post guy. Down low. Let's get it. The same with Steph Curry. Well, Steph Curry now, but same as Steph Curry. You can't use him down in the low post all night. You know, he's perimeter. Shoot him on the outside. But what we are having here is complex issues, whereas unless we have an unbelievable skill set of a player, we don't win games because there's no scheme. With scheme, you don't need all pros in every levels. With scheme, MacGyver, you can take a paper clip, you know, and open up an elevator and still use whatever materials inside of that to make a weapon, to get up out of the trenches, you know. We need to have that mindset, you know, and just being smart and genius and being the smartest person in the room doesn't qualify you for you to be the best coach. If that's the case, Einstein, he should have been a football coach. But there's never been a situation and scenario where we out-scheme teams, right? It's all about when it was with the Jason Garrett era, with the Kellen Moore era of calling plays. And to a degree, even Mike McCarthy, to a degree, didn't out-scheme anyone. Or had the width or the wherewithal to say, hey, man, boy, that was very creative when we got into the red zone. It's more of the same. No pun intended to Moore, right? But this is what Bobby Belt was preaching, is like, hey, the players.
Picks back-to-back games.
I mean, and that's the thing. It's like, I know we keep using the word communication for that. I don't think that's communication. That's just CD's got to read it.
Yeah.
Like that's not a communication thing. That's not like, oh, man, we weren't on the same page. It's no, CD, you didn't see what the coverage was. And so, I mean, on that front, CD's just, I think, got to be better there. Dak's got to be better in his own respects. But on that front, yeah, he needs to be better on seeing that. And Mike McCarthy talked about that during the press conference today. But, I think that, look, every team runs option routes. There's certain receivers that it's not their forte. For instance, for several years, Dez didn't run a lot of option routes. His routes were kind of, just what they were, and there wasn't a lot of reading and decision making to be done there. But I mean, the concepts we're talking about here, these basically, cover two single high beaters are pretty simple reads. And so it's a little frustrating, I think, for people when they, for the team when they see the mismatch there that the receiver and the quarterback aren't on the same page.
All right. That's my guy. I love Bobby Belt. He's my guy. You all are my guys too. How do you beat cover two? Let me know in the chat. How do you beat cover 4? How do you beat cover 2? And I know you guys can call in. You can talk to me about how you beat those defenses. And even if you have a simple read, right? Let's say you have that simple read. If it's a simple read, it's going to be simple to the defense. if it's a go route, if you have 4 curls, it's going to be simple for the defense. You sitting on those plays. Yeah, seams, right? And it's so easy. Seam, press, well, my guy Falls hit him with the head. Run the ball. Okay. If you are one-dimensional, if you're a one-dimensional team and you have the inability to run the ball, I encourage you guys, if you guys go back and look at all of the postseason games that we had, the games we won, we had the ability to run the ball. The games we lost, we were one-dimensional. You can sit on routes. You can sit back. And this could be a caveat for the Eagles because they have the ability to run the ball even in the simple reads. That's why you have your wide receiver reading Moby Dick on the sideline because it's so simple that he can't even get open. He is literally a decoy because the responsibilities when you guard an A.J. Brown is still the principle that you can't guard him one-on-one. Either you're going to roll coverage, you're going to double, you're going to press and have somebody over the top. You got to have multitudes of people to take away AJ, right? One can argue that you have to have a deep cover, right? You're going to have some sneak stuff, a late delay on somebody named Smitty. You're just not going to put one-on-ones to the outside with those boys. So the problem is, it's a good problem to have if you're an Eagle fan because, yeah, you can run the ball. It takes away some of those responsibilities. If you have a loaded box, then you can literally say, oh, I got one-on-one to the outside, baby. You can try to disguise it. Thank God that Hurts is not that great of a reader, basically, right? But the problem is, even when you disguise, he can take and run the ball. So that's a complex issue. But what happens when you're down by 10 or if you're down by 2 tubs or what have you, and the Eagles got to throw the ball? They lose. What happens even when a situation that everything is perfectly designed and your developing routes are way too long? Oops, you throw the ball and it's picked off, Hurts, or it's batted in the air, or it's too high, the receiver's not in rhythm, and you lose the game. So they have been blessed to have good defense. These are the things that you got to have if you're going to run a killer. It's not a complimentary situation. And they got the number 1, number 2 defense respectfully. And they can run the ball. Those are the 2 things. Nothing to do with Kellen Moore and his system and his philosophy and his approach. Nothing. I think Jamie, I think Sean D, I think Gerald Cutler, Jessica could call some similar plays on the Eagles and would have won multitudes of games with those particular situations. Yeah, I love screenplays, but yeah, that could be still scoffed up depending on where you are at in the field on cover 2s, right? So, or even cover 4s to a degree. But what I'm saying is these are the things that we've been talking about for many a moons here. There's been no creativity on the ability to craft up plays, and it doesn't matter who you put in there that you can get yards and these sorts of things on running the rock. Now, I listened to a video earlier today, Ashton Genty. He was saying that, yeah, he would love for the Cowboys to draft him. And a lot of people right now dogging the kid saying Cam Scatterboo is better and these sorts of things. Well, he did say in that interview, and we're going to chop it up a little later on today, but he did say that, yes, the Cowboys are his number 1 target, and they asked him would he love to be coached under Deion Sanders and these sorts of things. He gave his sentiments about that. But he also said that the 49ers, Frank Gore, that played for them, is campaigning the 49ers to draft him. Now, granted, they still have Christian McCaffrey, who probably a shell of himself from being on that Madden cover. But let Ashton Genty go to the Niners, and they're going to keep Kyle Shanahan, by the way, he's still going to be there calling plays, and they're going to re-solidify their defense because they're about to offer Robert Saleh the highest paid money ever to any defensive coordinator in the National Football League. And guess what? There's no salary cap to that. I'm not banging and pushing up anything of saying that the 49ers finna have a good year. But them rascals is drafting in front of us, So shoot. Yes, indeed, they drafted in front of us. Yeah. Genty reminds you of Melvin Gordon. I don't see how. Like, I get it. A lot of people who look at the numbers in a vacuum out of college and they say, yeah, Melvin Gordon had all of those yards. All of those offensive linemen that Melvin Gordon had, I think 3 or 4 of them went to the pros. I don't think any of these offensive linemen from the Boise State is going to the pros. It's a major difference. If you were to put Ashton Genty on that offensive line that Melvin Gordon had, shoot, the man would have had 4,000 yards, bro. I'm just saying that these are 2 different kinds of caliber of runners. Shout out to Melvin Gordon, though. Shout out to Melvin Gordon. And I think that even Melvin Gordon, shoot, when he played us, he beat us. But I think that collectively, Melvin Gordon, he was in the bad situations on crazy teams. Yeah. Them 49ers, I can't stand them. Long would you draft ETN or Genty, It's crazy. I like ETN. You talking about the brother of Travis. Yeah, ETN. Yeah, I think that's a good situation. Let me see what we got.
Cowboys brass will spend today interviewing former Jets coach Robert Saleh. That is an in-person interview. He's had several head coach interviews. This is another one. They also, on Monday, are going to speak with Leslie Frazier, who currently works for the Seahawks, former Vikings head coach. That is in person as well. Meanwhile, yesterday, they spoke with Kellen Moore, considered to be a strong candidate in Dallas, the Eagles OC, and then my understanding is the Cowboys would like to speak to Lions defensive coordinator Aaron Glenn and potentially OC Ben Johnson. Just have to wait until the Lions are done to make that happen. But that's not why you're having me on, right? You want me to talk about Deion, right?
That's correct.
So let's talk about
Can
Deion, the Cowboys, and where it all stands. Sources confirm. So obviously, Deion has had some conversations with Jerry Jones. My understanding is there is at least some sort of mutual interest here. But here is where it stands. Understanding that it's Jerry Jones and literally anything crazy could happen. There has been no interview with Deion Sanders and the Cowboys yet.
Right.
From what I am told, there is none scheduled. I would be surprised if an interview ever happens. Not saying impossible, but I would be surprised. Meanwhile, Deion is still in contract negotiations with Colorado to potentially get a big-time extension there. So a lot going on with Deion, but that's the latest.
All right, so there's a lot of ruminating. Shout out to Ian Rappaport, though. A lot of ruminating. Yeah. Prime don't need the damn interview. They already talked for hours on the phone with each other. Now, to be official, probably, yeah. But what more can they talk about that they already haven't covered, right? So that's just from that aspect there. Jay Versick says the 40 wieners might draft Genty knowing he could go to the Cowboys. And because CMC has been injured. You're right. And there's things that you do in spite of, right? There's things that you uncover that you need to look into and say, hey, I would rather have him on my side opposed to going against him, and that's just how it goes, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. There's been people who will befriend you and say, hey, I love you. I care for you. I want to protect you, right? And then they steal from you and help you look for it, right? And then put stipulations and taxes on it, the thing that very much so you own, right? This land is your land. This land is my land. Oh, and then by the way, here's some blankets. Here you go. Oh, and all of a sudden you're coughing and sneezing. Your nose is running, and you're passing out. Oh, tears of trails. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be. This land was your land. This land was my land. That now is no longer your land. And hey, by 5 to 10 years from here, I'm taxing you for your land. That's just how it is. That's the art of war. Yeah, to be on your side, but absolutely against your side, right? And to trick you for being, hey, man, I'm with you, you know. And there's a lot of people like that now watching the show. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I support law. Yeah, I'm here for law. Didn't hit the like button. Didn't subscribe to the channel. Didn't join the memberships. Yeah, you know. Hey, it is what it is. Yeah, so that's just how it goes. It's an evil world we live in. And that's how the higher-ups do it, you know. Yeah.
It's an evil world we live in.
Come on with it, and then help you look for it. Jeez, you know. But it is what it is. The truth hurts, don't it? Yeah.
Here's why I think Prime would be a good fit from a football standpoint. One, he's already shown he's a program builder. One, he's shown he can build, he can have that respect from players, but also get on their level. He's shown that he can put a staff together. He's brought guys out of retirement to coach.
Right.
And when you go to a place like the University of Colorado and you build this platform, this big machine of marketing and visibility and winning games beyond what people thought you would, there is a aura that comes with that as a coach, not Deion Sanders. And the hard part to do is to separate prime time from coach, because a lot of people, and I even myself, I wanted to wait and see if it was about prime time or if it was about football, coaching, and the kids. He's managed to do both, and he's done it beautifully. And I got to give respect where respect is due, because now he about to have 2 kids off his team, one being his son, probably drafted in the top 5 in the NFL draft. And I don't know the last person from the University of Colorado that got drafted in the first 3 rounds. We could do some research. I don't know. Deion is a very, very, very interesting candidate potentially for head coach.
I think Laviskis should note. I don't know what round. I think he was drafted in the 3rd round, the last person. But
I'm always reminded of what somebody told me. You know, if you are a champion, every time
the audio a little muddy.
You see obstacles, you have to take it as an opportunity. You see, everything that stops one man can't stop you. You know, an obstacle, some see and say, we give up this dream. I see that as an opportunity. The bigger obstacle, the bigger opportunity. Let me tell you what I mean. The next head coach for the Dallas Cowboys has to wear an unbearable cross around his neck, even though he spent no time contributing to that cross that will be hung around his neck. That cross that says, we haven't won a championship in 30 years. 30 years. 30 years. And every day on every radio station, TV station, they're going to be talking about the most popular franchise in the National Football League, the biggest sport in our country, and this is the biggest team in the sport. They can say all they want about the American team losing, American teams.
Cheeto Awuzie.
Watch team this game this year with the Dallas Cowboys and the New York Giants on Thanksgiving. I think they put in about 40 millies. 40 millies. You know what I'm saying? So let me give you some something to that. On Christmas Day, when they gave that $1 billion, whatever they got from Netflix, I think they did about 30. You know, about 30 mil. And LeBron was talking about NBA runs Christmas Day. I think they did about 4 mil.
Yes. All that stuff sells. You're right with that. Yes, indeed.
passing game. Yeah. What's the balance of, as an offense, you obviously want to take what the defense gives you?
False says if Jerry hires Prime, every game will be sold out. Yeah.
Take the money out.
Yeah. It was
Take the money out.
all of it.
Come on. You're wasting my time now. Come on.
Yeah. Michael Gallup played for the other Colorado team, not the Buffaloes, though.
But is there some level at the same time you don't want to let the defense dictate where you attack them?
Yeah. Aggressively take what they give us, and we're still going to call shots. We're still going to call throws that give us opportunities to go downfield, because if they give it to us, let's take it. But at the same time, continue to take what they give us and take those completions. And there's going to be a few opportunities we're going to take shots, and we're going to still do that even in teams that play too high shell. But we just continue to take those opportunities, and when they're not there, find Zeke, find Tony in the flats and whatnot, and check downs, and we'll keep moving along.
Yeah, I mean, too high shells, man. You got to run them up out of that. And as soon as they get up out of that, then you can take them high. I'm quite sure at 36, he's still young, man. Don't have a single blade of gray hair yet. I remember back in the days when we were 36. Look, I know for sure. At the end of the day, this brother ain't talking about, we're going to try to just throw him up out. No, you don't do that. Come on. Let's listen to him again.
Continue to take what they give us and take those completions, and
we deserve better.
We're going to take shots, and we're going to still do that even in teams that play too high shell. But we just continue to take those opportunities, and when they're not there, find Zeke, find Tony in the flats and whatnot, and check downs, and we'll keep moving along.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Boy, I tell you the truth. All right.
Mari, his usage, not just production, but in terms of how often he was targeted, even when he was on the field, it was down. Mm-hmm. What do you make of his relative lack of involvement, especially for someone who's got the contract of a number one wide receiver?
I just think it's an offensive philosophy, and with when we had the skilled players that we had, between Kellen and Dak, I think there was a progression of where you threw the ball, and depending on how the defense played you, it would point the ball to certain places where, hey, if they're going to double over here and they're going to double over the top over here, then that's going to dictate that the ball goes here. So
that boy don't know what the hell he talking about. Got some more news. Hold on, let me see if I can pull it up. Appreciate everybody for jumping in.
Be the next Cowboys head coach. See that guy over there? In the cowboy hat? Yeah, you're gonna say, "Oh, Mooch, you're crazy because you're friends and that's the Splash America's team." There are a lot of other good candidates, right? You'll talk about that. There's a lot of great candidates that Jerry can choose from. But let's just talk about. Some people think this is crazy because he has no coaching experience in the NFL at all. But I will say this: he's coached a lot. He's coached youth football. Try doing that sometime. He's coached high school football. Try doing that sometime. He's coached college at a very high level. He and I coached together at the Under Armour All-American game for 11 years. I've seen him relate to the kids when he starts teaching about defensive back technique, that kind of thing. He's second to none. And the respect that he has from these kids, you can't believe it. So he wouldn't call the plays on offense, or he wouldn't call defenses. He would manage the game. He would be responsible, Rich, for the culture in that locker room. And I'm not saying it's bad. Mike McCarthy did a heck of a job. But when Prime is in charge, he wants a certain kind of a way with his young men to be respectful to women and to the game and to respect things. And he teaches how to be a great human being. This would be awesome, all right? If Jerry says, hey, you know what? He's one of our own. He's one of our stars. We are America's team. Heck, he might bring fans from all over the country. But a little different than in college because he doesn't have the same, hey, transfer portal, 86 guys came into Colorado. You don't have that in the NFL. You recruit some free agents once in a while. Right. But I know that if he got the opportunity and they joined forces, this would be awesome to watch. He could do it.
Man, Mooch, Mariucci, how you call him. Oh, my gosh. Texas Bucks, what's good with you? Jessica, appreciate you. James, so over it. Jay Versick Law told me Jimmy Johnson didn't have NFL experience before he coached the Cowboys. He definitely didn't. But I can tell you with Jimmy Johnson, he was very successful on the collegiate era. With Miami. I mean, they won a few. How many championships titles that they won over there with Jimmy? And then he was still recruiting Troy. He was trying his best to get Troy, but he pretty much already knew of Michael Irvin and these sorts of things. And Jimmy was the ultimate motivator. Had an advanced degree in psychology, and he's really was that driving force for the Cowboys to be able to get into the mindset of players, right? And Prime, this is from Tony. Prime is just waiting for Jerry to pop the question, right? And two. I think he won two national. I think he won 2 championships with the U. Yeah. So regardless of all of this, Troy Aikman believes in a coach that can call the plays, right? Jerry likes to go either or, coach to call the plays or walk around coach. So with Prime, he would be if he can walk around, he'll be a walk around coach, right? He would have a staff that will be assembled. Now, I've seen some mixed philosophies. Andy Reid calls the plays. That's where he cut his teeth from, Mark Holmgrom's and all of that system and stuff like that. He learned from the greats, right? And he's a West Coast guy. He cut his teeth with the Eagles, what have you, been through one ring in Miami. Appreciate you, Rico. So it was one. So one ring over there. Shout out to all of the shout out to Twin Empire, Shout out to my brother from a same mother. Appreciate you, bro. So the area of topic, if you want to call in, Twin, you know the number, right? Twin, call in. So I know you were talking to me about some Simon Croquettes, but call in 657-390-7391. Twin, call in, man, so I can get your mind on Prime, and I can pick your mind also, because that's what he was texting me later on, y'all. He was texting me about this whole thing about who they're going to draft and what we're going to do as far as the pick'em show and these sorts. But I was telling him now that we are with Underdog, it's pretty much you look at the stat line. So, but neither here nor there. 657-390-7391, bro. Hit me up. Yeah. Wait a minute. Let me see. Yo! Bro, what up?
Brody.
What's good with you, man? You finished eating?
What's cracking, man? Huh?
You finished eating?
Man, come on, man. You know time we say our blessing when we bring our head to food gone. You know that.
Oh, yeah, shit, boy. You eat fast, bro. Shit.
It's something she never said. What up, bro? How you doing?
Oh, God damn.
Swallow that.
Hey, man, God damn. Boy, it's too early in the morning. Crust still in people's eyes over here, bro. So.
Oh, it's brunch time. My bad.
Brunch, man. Yeah.
How y'all doing, man? What's cracking, man?
Man, how you feeling, man? You still hungover from the Super Bowl? All year they've been asking for you. They've been asking for y'all. What Twin at? Where have you been?
Man, say, I'm over here in the dungeon, man. I had to dip off, man. Look, we both, I think it's the first time in 6 years that both our teams at the crib, man.
Both of them.
I'm salty.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying Bente right now, he a front runner Eagle guy. He don't talk no much, but when they win, he gonna be all, hey, look at the Eagles, look at the Eagles.
Man, yeah, man, the Eagles out here, whatever. We don't care about them old sorry dirty birds, man. Hey, how do I sound on your end, man? Do I sound good? Am I
you sound good, or I sound terrible to you? What's going on?
You sound a little muffled.
Muffled? Okay. You want to hang up and call back?
I don't know if it's me or if it's you, but let me hang up and call you right back. Right?
Hang up and call right back. How did he sound to y'all, though? Did he sound clear?
Know.
Yeah, he sound clear to you all? Put a 1 in the chat.
I'm clear. I'm good now. I can rock with it.
Oh, you can lean with it, rock with it? Okay. Yes, and So who gonna win tonight, man? Who you got your monies on, bro?
Man, listen here, bro. I think the first game today is the KC versus what's called, ain't it?
KC versus Texans. Yeah.
Yeah, man. I think KC go get that dub. I do feel like if the Texans had some more of their guys with them, they could probably do some damage. But this team hasn't played in 3 weeks. As far as the Kansas City Chiefs, man, you know how Andy Reid is coming off a bye week. I think they had enough time to not only get healthy but also get a little more creative with some of the guys that they got back. You know, that were injured. As far as Hollywood Brown, you continue to implement D-Hop. You know, Travis Kelce as an older veteran. He gets the extra 2 weeks to kind of get his body together.
Right.
And just with the mindset of what Andy Reid is able to do with Patrick Mahomes, I mean, we just can't sit here and negate the fact that they are the champions of, back-to-back Super Bowls. So as good as Houston played last week against the Chargers, this ain't that. You know what I mean? So I definitely believe KC they want to show a statement. Like, this is a statement game because everybody's talking about the Ravens and the Bills and what's going over there, and the Lions scoring 67 points a game. Like, they still want to let people know, like, even though y'all are tired of us, y'all ain't done with us. And so I think KC has the ability to sit there and probably do a beat down of your neighbors, a.k.a. the Texans.
Yeah, well, okay. And it looked like the Washington is favored less, and the Detroit 73% chance over the Washington at 27.
Man, honestly, I think Washington has the opportunity to pull an upset. I think Jalen Daniels has shown that Dan Quinn and what's the guy named Lincoln Riley, I believe. Is it Lincoln Riley?
No, Cliff Kingsbury. Cliff.
There you go, Kingsbury. My bad. I think they showed that he has the capability to be in full command of that offense. I think there's numbers showing that they ran no huddle or like a fast pace more than 400 more times than any other team in the National Football League this year, as far as no huddle, hurry up offense. And to me, that just shows the command that a rookie quarterback has and the trust that the offense has in him as well. I think with the Lions defense being who they are, which is injured in a lot of areas, there comes a point in time where, like, Daniel's legs will be a big prominent role in this game. I do believe he just has the it factor to do something special today. And so I think we may see him run for probably over 100 yards on the ground today. Mark my words, he can go for over 100,
Well, just to pull this up, as hobbled and battered and bruised as the Lions defense were, they still finish off in the league top 5. They're number 5th defense in the National Football League, and they're tied for 2nd in offense. So that put them first overall. And I give it what you're saying is any given Sunday, or in this point, any given Saturday, right? And let me see what Washington is.
JD from DC, $19.99.
Hold on, I got a super chat. Hold on.
Before Miami, Jimmy Johnson spent decades building experience at programs like Arkansas and Oklahoma State. Comparing him to Deion Sanders isn't fair, as Deion's coaching path is...
Hold on, I got JD from DC. He was saying that Jimmy Johnson spent decades building experience in programs like Arkansas, Oklahoma State. Comparing him to Deion is not fair. Deion coaching path is much shorter. But, all right, so before I go over those two things, let me say this, though. Twin.
What's cracking?
Knowledge is never created nor destroyed. It's like power, right? Power can't be created nor destroyed, can only be transferred, right?
For sure.
Yeah. So when people make the comparison, which is different, information is at its all-time height, but from a knowledge base, we can argue that kids that's born now are going to be in faster pace than those who were born in the 50s, maybe those who were born in 1850, 1750, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Because they can use all type of knowledge because they is more accessible, right? So
for sure.
So I'm not comparing Jimmy Johnson to Deion, but the pathway is similar because of the fact, yes, he may have gained and obtained knowledge as a player because he played at Arkansas, then he picked up college at Arkansas, and then he did some work at Oklahoma State, and then they ultimately won at Miami. And Miami wasn't like it was Jackson State even during that time frame because of the recruits or what have you. And Miami, even at the time, not like it's Colorado. So what I'm saying is the total body of work of prime time still supersedes Jimmy Johnson because of his ability to not only be a one-dimensional athlete, this dude was like a 3 to 4-dimensional athlete on top of the ability to play in the National Football League, to be able to have the wherewithal. Not saying that just because you play, you're going to be a better coach. Because look at Michael Jordan and his decisions, and look at other players who absolutely went to the coaching route. But there's some shape, form of knowledge to be transferred that will be transferable from Deion Sanders to the players even to this current day, opposed to what Jimmy Johnson or any other coach would not be able to convey, right?
For sure.
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta realize that it's hard to compare and contrast because of the times that we're living in, like you were just explaining. Also, Deion Sanders is not only a coach, but he's a father figure. He's a leader of men. He's a counselor. He's so many other things just besides a coach. And also, not only that, he makes sure that he has a group of men around him that would not only hold him accountable, but also they will hold other players accountable as well.
Right.
When you have a Warren Sapp on the coaching staff, or who's a Hall of Famer who has 40 years of experience playing football, Jimmy Johnson came in there back in those days. The coaching staff was a lot smaller, a little more intimate. Nowadays, you have the ability, because you have the finances, to have 15 people on your staff, and especially when you go to the NFL, you have more resources as well. And so with Deion not only being who he is as a person, but then Deion having over 50 years of experience, 40 years of experience coaching and playing, we got to make sure that we take that into account. And especially with the social media time that we're living in, this man, like a perfect example is that he is at Colorado, this institution being a college for over 100+ years. This was the first time ever they had everybody on their team with a 3.0 GPA in 130+ year in a well-established institution like Colorado. So that tells you that he has put people around them to not only motivate these individuals on the field, but also make sure that they have the tutors, the discipline, the organization needed to be successful students as well. So when you see kids coming from the programs and going to the NFL, most people know that Deion is one of their favorite players. Like, they already are bought in because of his presence, and then especially knowing how those guys over there at Colorado made NIL money. They know that they're going to get a lot more resources too as well when it comes to what? Endorsements too. You think Dallas already know about endorsements. Now you figure you put prime time in there, things are only going to what? It's going to skyrocket. And so, like, those players know that Deion is going to not only teach you how to be a man, but teach you how to be disciplined with your finances, teach you how to be a dog corner. You telling me Trayvon Diggs ain't looking like, man, I've been injured. I need to make sure I come back, make sure this injury don't happen to me again. You tell me I can learn from Deion. You tell me the other Bland guy ain't saying, man, listen here, let me make sure that Deion can come in the DB room and talk to me. You tell me he can't come in there and talk to Michael Parsons about what it was like playing with Charles Haley, playing with, like, Nate Newton. Like, you telling me, like, he can tell stories upon stories how, hey, man, I played with Ray Lewis. Yeah. I saw how he prepared. I saw how he studied. Like, y'all got to realize it's more than just going out there and playing football. It's about encouraging these men to believe, to have the confidence.
I believe.
Deion ain't never sit there and Deion ain't never lacked a confidence a day in his life. You see what I'm saying? And so, like, this is what we got to understand. Is more just than about, just the football aspect. Right. It's about teaching these guys.
It's the confidence aspect, man. I'm old enough to remember, man, that was his team, man, that in 2021, This damn team walked in with a damn boom box. They walked into my stadium. They didn't take the shoes off. They was all on our couch, stomping all over our couch, man, and they were talking about banging and nana ganging and stuff like that. I can't stand that damn team. Man, have you heard of that in 2021?
For sure.
But it was confidence. It was confidence, though. They came in with confidence, like, dog. And that's one of the things the Cowboys been docile for the last 30 years, man. We haven't had no confidence walking into a situation, even when we had the most weapons. In 2007, dog, we finished the season 13-3. We should have been walking in there bow-legged saying, yeah, the Giants, whoo. You know, we should have walked in there. Look, how much confidence do you have, Twin? It says here in the good book, it says, enter the throne boldly with grace and mercy. You know, are you going to walk in there timid and say, yeah, you know, I know you're the creator and I don't belong to, or you going to walk in there boldly like, man, God, this is my refrigerator too. You know what I'm saying? Well, how you going to walk in? How you going to walk into your daddy's house, you know, your father's house? How you going to walk in, you know? Are you going to enter there timid, or you going to enter in there with all of the confidence that's possible?
Hey, a perfect example, you just, again, watch how this thing's tied in. Shadur Sanders right here.
Yeah.
How you think that boy walk out there on that football field? Full of confidence.
Yeah.
Shallow, full of confidence. Not just because they are talented players who did the work, who continue to hone in their skills, but also they know their daddy is who? Prime time Deion Sanders.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so they're oozing this amount of confidence that a lot of players are not able to even do. And so you can only imagine what that does for men in the National Football. I know they get money, they get paid. Deion can tell them about all those experiences as well, because guess what? He lived that. And not only did he live that, he's prepping not only his son, but the Heisman Trophy winner. If you look at Travis Hunter, before 2017, the man was missing a tooth. He didn't never have a haircut. He was looking deranged and strange, like he was on Stranger Things. You see what I'm saying? But that man got with primetime Deion Sanders. Deion saw something in that boy. He saw something in him.
Hey, Twin, that brother's so confident that he can pull up with his squeeze to the nightclub and say, baby, go inside, shake a tail feather. I'll be out here waiting for you. That boy confident like that's a lot of confidence. Boy, hey, I don't know about that confidence. That's too much confidence. Hey, girl, get low.
Hey, that's what I'm saying. Like,
that's a lot of confidence. Hey, baby, get low to the window, to the wall, to the sweat. I'm in the car, though, baby. I can watch you from afar. I don't drink, I don't smoke, but I gotta be in the car.
Bro, to the sodium iodide, you know what, fall from my scrotum. Like, bro, you already know. Listen here. Oh my goodness. She was a rider. You know what I'm saying? He believed.
She believed.
Like, so he put on that. He said, I believe.
I got so much confidence. I can be in the car and she gonna come back, smelling like another man's cologne. Baby, why you smell like rubber?
Oh my goodness. She gonna bring me all the money. She gonna look all of it.
You gonna bring me oh my gosh, man. JD from DC said Jimmy started coaching college in 19 of 65 and didn't become a head coach until 1979 at Oklahoma State. That's 14 years of experience. Let's pump the brakes comparing him to Deion Sanders. Now I appreciate the money, JD. Yeah, we really appreciate the money at the end of the day. Take
the money out!
Take the money out! All of it! Yeah. Come on! Come on, JD! Come on! Hey, Twin. I don't think he getting the point here. You know what I'm saying? Jimmy John. I don't think he giving the point.
In 1965, Martin Luther King was still alive, man. He about to get up out the door just now, man. That's how long ago that was, man. Like, we were still fighting for civil rights back then, bro. Like, we got to realize time has accelerated. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of things have changed. You know, like, back then, you can fill your gas tank up for $15 back in. You see what I'm saying?
No, shoot, for 15 cents a gallon, 10 cents a gallon. Yeah.
and that's no knock on Jimmy. And someone said in the chat, like, what if Deion comes and he bombs and he don't make I mean, that's the risk you have to take. You see what I'm saying? Like, with no risk, no reward. And hey, we used to play all the time. Hey, scared money make no money. You see what I'm saying? And so if what you've been doing hasn't reap you the benefits of what you're looking for, which is just an NFC championship game. If Deion even does that, that's more than what the Dallas Cowboys have seen in over 30 years. You see what I'm saying?
Well, yeah. It's kind of like, we successful now. Are we successful? Like, I know you're a 49er guy. But it's kind of like saying, nah, let's continue to do the same thing again because we're successful now. We're not successful now, you know, but we've seen success that this guy was able to do for an organization and a team that haven't done it in 130 years. Look, I don't think that people fail to realize is that you went to Jackson State, I went to Jackson State. Without Deion, ESPN ain't stopping by Jackson State, dog.
Ain't stopping by. T.O. ain't stopping by.
T.O. ain't stopping by.
Rock Johnson ain't stopping by. The Migos.
Yeah.
The Amigas. And like, they ain't stopping
all of
by.
that.
You know what I'm saying? Ain't no Bad and Bougie. Ain't none of that. Ain't no Lil Boosie. Like, you got to realize you bring in revenue. You bring in star power. Like, dude, there's so much more that happens. You know what I'm saying? And so you got like those guys are looking for that because this generation growing up with social media in their hands and growing up with their favorite players a tweet away from retweeting them and being known and seen. Like Jimmy Johnson didn't have to go through those situations when he was coming up throughout the ranks. And so we're not, again, this is not to diminish what Jimmy has done at all. We're just saying that the times has shifted. And what you got to do is shift with the time.
Now the whole argument.
Shift with the time. You might need prime time.
Prime time for your mind. Now, I saw that. But the only difference is I would get JD's argument if we saying that if it's Jimmy Johnson versus Prime, give me Jimmy Johnson. You know, I'll still take Prime on the side, but give me Jimmy Johnson to coach this team. But Jimmy Johnson ain't coaching this team.
Exactly.
It's literally
you only can deal with the hand that you dealt with.
Right.
Right now, when you're looking at the suitors who are able to come in, and again, we got to realize we're dealing with Jerry Jones. You got to have somebody with the confidence of a Deion Sanders to go above and beyond what the media has already become comfortable with Jerry Jones and say, can this person in light be as bright as Jerry Jones? And Deion is probably the only one who Jerry would trust because everybody knows that they're looking for who? Jerry Jones to move out the way. Well, guess what? He ain't moving out the way. That man drinking Dracula's blood. He ain't going nowhere. And so if he ain't going nowhere.
Hey, you good with time and everything, bro? Because I know you don't got no itis or anything. You good? I can let Lady Jessica on with you. Man. All right. So I got.
We Gucci.
You good? All right. So come on. I got a co-host today. You just can't see him. Ventriloquist twin. All right. So yes, indeed. All right. Let me get. I got some people that jumped in over here. I got Lady Jessica from the 903. You're live on the nation with twin-in-law, law twin.
Twin, get out my head, bro. You are saying everything that I've been thinking, bro. Come on, bro. Keep preaching. You saying everything that I'm thinking, bro. That we get this man up in here, this out here, man. Law, we got to get this man. It got to be. It ain't no, is it going to be between boy and him? It's going to be prime time, man. This is all time, man. I know I saw this in a dream, and I know I was thinking it was the year that I saw it happen. Man, Law, this got to be our year, bro. We got to be getting this man. And this man, like Twin say, he been up on the Jimmy Johnson wing. He know. All these players know that them been on the Jimmy. Just like you said, Twin. This man got structure in his life because of Mr. Jimmy Johnson. Emmitt Smith done went for it because of Jimmy Johnson. Michael Irvin because of Jimmy Johnson. Everybody that played under this man has been toured in their life. Those players might have got in trouble, but look how they got out of trouble, and look how far they still done come. Look at what they just tried to do to our friend Mike. And look what Mike done. They had to apologize because they know that man didn't do that. It's on video, and it was witnessed there. Man, come on. He said out of the mouth of how many witnesses lie in the word? Y'all better come on, man. Come on, man. With all that down, bro, like he said, man.
Come on with
no money. You want more money? You got to try. You got to put in time. Come on
with it.
Prime time for our prime PVO. I'm being for it. I got to be out here, man. PVO.
And listen here. Can you hear the just the energy from Jessica, right?
Yeah.
Can you imagine the millions of other fans in Texas with that same type of energy? Jerry cannot sit there and combat that because, see, that much energy coming from black, white, Mexican, Latino, Puerto Rican, like Asians. Like, bro, you talking about galvanizing the state of Texas? You
Come on with it.
United States?
It's a no-brainer, man. Yeah, it's a no-brainer. Let me get my guy on from the 305 Twin. He going to be live with the Law Twin Show, baby. You're live from the 305.
What's good? You got a co-host now?
Man, I got my brother from the same mother, man, in the building, man. He was eating some salmon croquette with some damn syrup, and I hope he didn't use no fork or knife or anything like that, Twin. You didn't use that, didn't you? Use your broad hand, naked hand with the biscuit. It made me want a salmon croquette. Come on with it. Bro, did she make some homemade biscuits? Did she make some homemade biscuits? Or she put one of them things, the flakes? What she do?
Homemade, baby. Listen here.
Wow.
Man, you know, we come in, we don't need no utensils. We using straight hands. All hands teams. Like we trying to catch the onside kick, baby.
305. You know about that? You know about some salmon croquettes, man?
Oh, no, I don't eat the salmon, man. I don't eat no salmon, man. I'm allergic to salmon, man.
Damn, how you get your omega-3s and stuff, man? What the hell, dog?
Come on, man. How you get your fatty ass?
You got hair on your head? What's going on?
Of course, man. Of course. I ain't that old, man. I get my vitamins in. I eat my avocados, things like that.
Okay, we just checking on your health, man.
I gotta substitute the meat, man.
Okay.
That meat bad for you, man.
Okay. You vegan. Vegan 305.
No, vegan. I'm a fake vegan. I'm a fake vegan, man.
Okay, all right.
Certain meat,
okay.
I don't eat I eat like goat and sheep and beef. I don't eat no chicken or nothing like that.
Okay.
I eat only certain meats.
Oh, certain meats. Okay, all right. Well, what you got for us today, man?
Well, thank you for taking my call, man. Everything that Trent been saying, man, I totally agree, man. Like, it's time, man. We're not playing with Jerry this year. We're not playing with Jerry no more, especially this generation, man. We know who we want. We know who we need. And just like you and Boss and Sports and everybody saying, bro, since this is a generation of the internet, this is a generation of social media, we're going to put that pressure on Jerry.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? We're going to show him like, hey, yo, we don't want no Kellen Moore no more. We don't want no Jason Garrett's son. You might have said that's Jason Garrett's son. We don't want him.
We don't want him.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We don't want him. So until you do right above, man, I think we're going to put that pressure on. We're going to make a bunch of Dumb and Dumber shirts like Mark made. You know what I'm saying? We're going to do everything in our power to get Deion here, man, because we know it's right. It's the right fit. It's time, man.
It's time.
I'm glad that you showed that little commercial to the old commercial in the 90s where they had the commercial, like a commercial with him and Jimmy. I'm glad you showed something like that because it show you like, man, I believe Jerry wanted him. I believe it's just a front office and Stephen A.
Yeah, Steven gonna be the problem though. When you have two masters, Twin, let them know you can't have two masters, right?
Hey man, listen here. A double-minded man is on the fence like Mr. Feeney. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You cannot go forward with that type of mentality. You gonna have to pick a side. You see what I'm saying? And Jerry gonna have to realize that you gonna have to go with Prime. Because at the end of the day, if you are stuck, what's up, my guy? What you about to say?
No, go ahead. I'm listening to you.
No, I was just going to say, like, if you're going to be stuck in the same mentality that you've been in for the last 30 years, what's insanity? We already know. Continue to do the same old thing over and over and over again, expecting what? A different result. And that's not what you guys want. You know what I mean? And again, social media, people sometimes hate on it, but you guys, like the content creators, the fans, y'all have
we new
power.
media.
Y'all have the voice.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
absolutely. A lot of them been on one, though. A lot been on one, especially yesterday. Boy, he was on one. I think he woke up like, man, I'm tired of this, man. He was on one yesterday. He hit every video you can find, every my bad, I'm not at work, y'all guys.
No, that's good.
Find, man, you can see, man, it's just right, man. It's the right timing, man. Just like his son said, man, he got a song called Perfect Timing. It's a perfect timing, man. Jerry sees that. I think he really trying to convince Steven and the front office, like, man, we need to get this done.
No doubt, man.
We're gonna lose our fan base. We're gonna lose that momentum, man. I know we the richest team. I know we the most dominant team when it comes to media and marketing, man. But it's time to win, man.
It's time to, man. It's time, man.
You know what it is to have Philly fans in your household, and they right there in the playoffs, and you can't talk trash. You can't.
Shoot, we can't. Ain't that right, Twin? We can't talk nothing, man, because of Bente right now. Shoot, Eagles fans are the worst. Yeah.
Hey, look, Brody. Even with that, man, think about this. This is how powerful Deion Sanders is, right? I don't like the Eagles either, but if you look at the Eagle fan base, this is a guy by the name of Gilly the Kid, $1 million worth of game. His Eagles fandom now is bringing him a whole nother fan base. But you know who was on that show? You know who was visiting Deion Sanders in Colorado? Gilly the Kid.
Don't you know? Gilly and Wallow. Oh my God! If Prime come here, that stuff would be crazy. That would be crazy, bro. Hey, 305, man. I appreciate you, bro.
Man, no problem, man. Thank you, love, for picking up the call, man. Thank you, love, man. Thank you, Twin, man. Y'all on point. We not playing this year. If we got a boycott here, like I said, make T-shirts, signs, we gonna do it because we not playing with Jerry this year, man. Thank y'all for taking the call, man.
No doubt. Hey, Twin.
For sure, man.
Hey, shoot, boy, we rolling really good. Let me see. What dates are you all available, man, to do a show like the Law Twin Show? I can get it. I can literally create the graphic and everything. Man. Is it Monday?
Hey.
What up?
Man, listen, just
Saturday,
say the word, man. I know on Tuesdays, no, on Mondays.
Mondays, Friday, and Saturday. I'm open. You know, of course Sunday. You know.
Monday, come on, man. We do Monday. Monday, I'm good. Monday, I'm always free. You know what I'm saying? I know that's fine for me, man. And whatever way I can make a way. You know what I'm saying?
You just got to yeah. We got to get that time. I know the audience. That way that opened me up to talk about everything. yeah. But
my man said right here, bring back the Bearded Bros show.
We Bearded Bros, the Law Twin Show, the Bearded Bros.
Bring back the Evil Twin. Well, God dog it, I'm like, I'm here.
No. I used to do that video. I used to do that video. I used to do that video. With me talking to myself, you know what I'm saying? I'm tapping into the fifth dimension, you know, and I'm talking to myself.
Okay, so you talk to your shadow, the fifth dimension.
Yeah, and the evil twin. Yeah.
Let's not go there, though.
But neither here nor there. There were reports, man, that Ashton Genty said Frank Gore reached out to him, and he's lobbying for the 49ers to draft Ashton Genty. Have you seen Genty's tape? Have you looked at the kid? Have you saw what he was able to do at Boise and stuff like that?
Man, I've seen him. He's a awesome running back, man. He has skills for days, but I don't think he'll be there in that first round. Or even if he is, honestly, guys, that's not the position that we need to really take care of right now. We need trench help. like never before. We really need to develop our defensive line and our offensive line, man. We have had, I think, 5 running backs to lead us in rushing in the 8 years that Kyle Shanahan has been our head coach. And so running the ball hasn't been our issue. It's just protecting our quarterback and making sure that we put pressure on the opposing team quarterback that we have had issue with in the last couple of years. And so I think we really need to make sure we focus on building up the trenches. Again, if you look at the Philadelphia Eagles, they have a wonderful offensive line. You look at the other teams in the playoffs that are playing right now, the Bills. Everybody talk about Josh Allen, but he has a wonderful offensive line. Like, you need the trenches to work. Same thing with the Rams. They got a young defensive line, but that defensive line is putting pressure on opposing teams as well. So we have to be able to create some type of tension in that doggone middle space to be able to get back to where we once was. So, yeah, that's what I think we need to look into.
No doubt. I got Jay Versick says, Twin, how his super chat too. So when they send that super chat, I got me a new drop over here. Yeah.
Take the money out, all of it. Come on.
Come on.
You're wasting my time now. Come on. Come on.
He says, Twin, how's Golden State is doing right now? And where you think I got that damn drop from, bro?
I don't even know, man. Where you get that
Wow, wait a minute. Listen again.
Take the money out, all of it. Come on.
Oh, yeah. That's
You're wasting my time now. Come on.
Samuel Jackson, we got that shit, bro.
Yeah. For a moment, I'm about to take your movie card. You know what I'm saying?
No, man.
You supposed to be a movie guy, man. Movie bus. You know what I'm saying?
And I had to hear it again. Once I heard it again, like, wait a minute, I know that scene. My man Simeon was over there.
Hippopotamus shit.
Prince Hakeem was over there unscrewing that god dog on my hair, boy.
He said, wait a second. He said, I have to thrash you. But, yeah, what's going on with Golden State, man? What's going on with them, man?
Hey, man, listen here, man. We in the middle of a transition, man. We still got Steph Curry, but unfortunately, man, Father Time is undefeated. We're trying to see if we're going to stay with just being a middle-tier team or are we going to sit there and push our chips in and try to make a big trade. But sometimes if you don't have the surrounding pieces there, even if you make a big trade, you kind of can know if your team have enough ammunition to go forth and win the big one. So right now I don't think we have that. So we're going to just stay afloat. We got a young guy by the name of Jonathan Kuminga who's coming on.
Man, let me pause you right quick, bro.
Shame. Shame.
Bro.
Shame.
Let me tell you something. Our brother from another mother, Jay Versick, said he never seen Coming to America, bro.
Oh, Lord. Mercy.
And let me go back to the phone lines, man. I got 915, man. You're live on the nation, man. What's good? What's good?
What's up, Law? What's good with it?
Nothing much, man. We got Twin with us in the building, too, man. What's good with you, bro?
Twin, what's going on, man? How did you not know that was from Coming to America? What's with these people?
Oh, no, wait. I knew now. Hold on, I knew, but a lot. I got ADHD. No, a lot was going on in front of me now. So once I had to listen, I ain't gonna lie. First, I didn't even listen, but once I tuned in, I was like, oh, okay, I know what that is. Hey, listen here. Hey, just know this. Even a pimp drop a dime sometime, okay?
That's a good one. I love it. I love it. Nah, but come on, man. All these people. Who are these people in the chat? They don't know Coming to America.
Jay Versick, man. Look. Jay Versick, man. He better be born in like 05 or something. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Jay Versick, my guy. You know.
That's what I'm saying. He's been around far too long. We didn't use so many Coming to America quotes and so on and so forth. Like, come on, Jay.
What did it say?
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness!
But go ahead, man. What you got for the 915? What's good, bro?
Not much, Law. It's been a minute. I don't know, Law. I'm just I have no idea what's going like with these candidates. Obviously, Prime would be awesome as far as head coach. That would probably be my favorite. A lot of people are talking about Aaron Glenn. I'm not sure how much weight that holds. Probably the obvious choice is probably Kellen Moore, most likely, which I know isn't what everybody wants to hear, but I'm most likely the way this front office operates, that's probably going to be the obvious choice with Witten on the staff. But I'm not sure, man. I think I'm just the way we've gone out in the playoffs the last few years. The way last year went, which is no surprise. I knew that. I called it. I was just like, dude, like this is not going to go well at all. And I just come to the realization that I don't think it doesn't matter who comes in, who they bring in. I just don't think. I don't think we're ever going to win a Super Bowl ever again under this front office. I don't think so. I apologize. I know I'm not. I'm trying. I know that there's a lot of fans out there that there's always next year. There's always hope. But God, man, I just don't see it. And then I don't know. I mean, if I doubt this happens, but let's just say Washington wins today, right? Is it Washington versus Detroit, right? Isn't that today?
Yeah, tonight, yeah.
Let's just say they win tonight, right? That leaves us at the bottom.
Oh, my gosh, man.
As the only team that has not reached the NFC Championship game since that last Super Bowl.
Man, I appreciate you for the 915, man. Come on, man. I appreciate it, bro. Yeah, oh, my gosh, man. Twin, he took me out, man. Take me to the king. You know what I'm saying? He took me out, bro. Oh, my gosh, man. Oh, my gosh, man. He killed me, man. But I wouldn't be able to live with that, man. That's why I'm rooting for it. That's silver and blue tonight. They better not, man. You know what I mean? Let me down. Come on, silver and blue.
They do me like that, huh?
Bro, I can't take it, man. But I get what he's saying. He's spitting the truth. But that's why we are banging on the table for something different. It's been more the same. The Shane Gailey, the Dave Campo, Bill Parcells was good for us. Then the Wade Phillips, the Jason Garrett, bro. And I know you know Jason Garrett. You seen me folded up like a wallet after some games, man, all up under the table and crying and carrying on because my Cowboys done lost, But
yeah,
man, it's just come on, man. Let's don't take us too down,
No, you for real, because you don't want to go down the dumpster. You still want to be able to be a viable, team. But again, with PT prime time, he won't let that happen, man.
Yeah. He won't let it happen, man. He won't let us down, man. Let's get the I got the 601, but I got Darius who right in front of him. So we're gonna get Darius and Bantu next. But my guy, Darius from the 214. All debts are paid in full, bro. Did you get it? Did you get it?
Man, I got it, man. That damn cash out hit. I got the paper. JT Taylor, I appreciate you. I appreciate doing business with you. Hey, Lou, I appreciate doing business with you. I just had to take advantage of your Dan Quinn bias, since y'all, because I know how.
Hold on, Darius. Let me give Twin the backstory. Twin.
What's up?
My guy Darius, he had called in and said he's betting anybody $100 straight up, no spread, none of that stuff, straight up that the Washington will beat Bucks, But before that time frame, we had A-Lou to call in, put some bets and waivers down, JT Taylor and a few other cats called in, bro. But you know what the other factor was? You saw that game, Twin?
Yeah.
Yeah. That brother Darius probably was sweating like R. Kelly at an all-girls camp before that damn fumble by a doggone Baker Mayfield. Did you see that?
For sure.
Yeah, you were sweating a little bit. You were sweating a little bit, Darius.
Man, I was glued to the TV. I was glued to the TV. I'm like, damn, boy, I know my dog Dan Quinn is going to go out like this.
Here's Dan Quinn fan over here.
Yeah, because I feel like the Cowboys fans did my dog Dan Quinn wrong. You know what I'm saying? They didn't give him enough credit. Like, they gave all Mike McCarthy all that 12-5 credit, but they didn't give none of it to my dog Dan Quinn. So I want, wherever Dan Quinn went, I hate that it was Washington, but wherever he went, I was going to, root for, him to do well. So no matter where he went, I was going to be like, damn, I want to rub that in the, in Cowboys' face that, you made the wrong decision. And all the people that felt like it was his fault. But since I got you here, Twin, what I want to ask you was, number one, when y'all going to, continue to do the Law and the Twin show, that's number one. And then number two, if y'all want to release Kyle Shanahan, please send him my way. And I want to know, what is your gripe with Kyle Shanahan?
Oh.
Okay. All right, well, he probably going to go nowhere for the next 2 years, for sure. But my gripe with him is that he has the capability to be a really good coach. But my thing is this. Being a really good coach and then going to the playoffs and where you got to play against a guy like the Patrick Mahomes of the world, you got to play against, hypothetically speaking, if Patrick's not there, the Josh Allens, the Lamar Jackson, and so on and so forth. The 49ers don't have a good track record against the AFC powerhouses because they bring a different dynamic that the NFC don't necessarily bring. And so when you know that as a head coach over the last 6 years, you have to be a little more innovative. You have to be a little more, you have to have a little more gumption to go for a 4th down and 3. You have to go for a fake field goal, or you have to go for a fake punt. You have to have the willingness to be risky, to beat certain teams. And so for Kyle is a control freak. He has to make sure that if he has a game plan prior to the game, he's not good at adjusting to something different if the defense shows him. You see what I'm saying? He feels like he's the smartest man in the room.
But Twin, this is why I'm gonna get at you with, bro, because you switched up your argument, man, because the first Super Bowl y'all was at versus the damn Kansas City Chiefs, you said that y'all would have won that game if you didn't have Jimmy Garoppolo, if you had Dak Prescott. I remember that vividly, right? And then it's my turn. It's my turn. You know what I'm saying? It's my turn to talk about this one, though. And fast forward, and then you can fill in, Twin. But the last time you guys was 9 yards away from winning the Super Bowl, this past Super Bowl, and you said vividly that this guy Brock Purdy is better than Dak, or you would take Brock Purdy over Dak, right? Did you say that? Yes or no?
Mm-hmm.
You said that, right? And you're not stuttering, you're not stopping now. So if that the case in the scenario, by y'all being 9 yards away from winning the Super Bowl versus the Kansas City Chiefs once again, and if you did, I guess Brock Purdy, who's better than Dak Prescott in your opinion, now do you pay him $60 million? Because that's the next question in line there, Twin. What you do now? Because you said that you probably was a quarterback away from winning 2 Super Bowls, if that's the case, right?
For sure. And again, I still feel the same way, but we got to realize context doesn't matter. So in 2019, I got to go with what I know.
Okay.
In 2019, Dak Prescott, he played pretty good, I believe, right?
Yeah.
What was y'all record in 2019?
8-8.
Y'all was 8-8.
But hold on. Let me pull up while you talking about that. I'm gonna pull up his stats in 2019 for the be
so
fact.
I think he went for even though y'all was 8-8, I think he threw for about 30 or something like that.
Boy has some good numbers. Yeah.
You know he has some good numbers. You know what I'm saying?
Let me see.
But not only did he have some good numbers, I think back in those days, Dak, even though he didn't run the ball a lot, he still had the capabilities to run the ball. And I believe with Jimmy Garoppolo being hindered by his injury, not trusting his leg, in that Super Bowl, we saw what Patrick Mahomes did when he was what?
Let me throw these in here. He had 30 touchdowns by air, and he had 3 touchdowns on the ground. So 33 touchdowns, 4,900 yards, and 11 interceptions. Go ahead.
So wonderful stats, but what I'm saying is Jimmy G's inability to be able to run the ball, as far as with like running, really hampered us in that game. And so I thought that if somebody like Dak Prescott, a younger guy at that time, he was still mobile if needed to be in a Kyle Shanahan offense, I thought his mobility would have been one of his strengths. So that when we was kind of caught in certain situations where the defense started to turn against us and Kyle Shanahan went away from the running game and he went pass heavy in the second half, a quarterback having the ability to use his legs to extend plays would have helped us out immensely. And we see that today in this football league because of how the field is spread. When you do have a quarterback who can run the ball just ever so small, you know what I'm saying? It helps you out. And so that's what I believe that could have done way better than Jimmy G, which was extending the game during that time in that Super Bowl, which would have been very helpful for us.
Can I say something, Love?
Go ahead. Go ahead. Darius want to interject right quick, Twin. What you got?
You do realize, Twin, that Brock Purdy is average, right? He average. And I personally feel like the reason why y'all haven't won a Super Bowl with Brock Purdy is because he's average. I do feel like if y'all had a Jaden Daniels type player, then y'all would have definitely won a Super Bowl. What did you say? What?
I agree with you. I agree because again, when you have somebody like a Jay McDaniels, I was talking to my brother about this earlier. Do y'all not know that he has ran the no huddle or the fast-paced offense more than any other quarterback in the National Football League by at least 400 snaps?
I heard you say that.
That means that the offensive coordinator has a trust in this guy's poise, in this guy's ability to read the defense, and to be able to give him the confidence to say that I trust you. And that's the difference between somebody like Kyle Shanahan. Kyle is smart. He does know how to design plays, but sometimes you need your player to do what? Be a player. To go out there and make something out of nothing. And so when Kyle Shanahan, he kind of put the clamps at times on the individual, which therefore sometimes suppresses your potential or your talent. And when you go against a guy like the Patrick Mahomes of the world, or the Lamar Jacksons, or
so y'all two right now, based off of the sample size of the first year of Jaden Daniels, y'all putting him ahead of Brock Purdy and Dak Prescott? Yes or no? Y'all two right now.
I'm not gonna cap Law, and I'm gonna go ahead and say it because Jaden Daniels is a rookie, and I'm looking at just from the eye test, and I'm looking at what I'm looking at. I'm definitely putting Jaden ahead of that, me personally.
What about you, Twin? Speak now, forever hold your peace.
He got 5 or 6 fourth quarter comebacks in the last 3 minutes.
Man, y'all do. Yeah. Well, what's the damn difference between his stat line and Caleb Williams' stat line? Jaden Daniels and Caleb Williams got the same stat line. What's the difference? So, man, we'll put Caleb Williams up there.
What do you do in the last couple of moments to go forth and prepare your team to victory?
Man!
Know what that is.
Oh, my gosh, man.
Bro, hold on. We know that we can look at a 400-yard passer, but then we can look in the context of a game. When was these 400 yards gained? What was your stats from the first quarter to the third quarter? But then what did you do for what in the fourth quarter? What's your quarterback rating in the fourth quarter? Do you throw more touchdowns to interceptions?
Man, nobody even know who the offensive coordinator was for the Chicago Bears. Everybody know Cliff Kingsbury used to be a head coach. So coaching matters too. Is that a point?
It was Brown. It was a dude Brown. His last name was Brown. Tom Brown or Mike Brown, something like that.
But then also you got to have offensive coordinators realize that, you know what, that boy's special. I'm okay, but he's special. Guess what? Go be special. That's a smart coach.
They won the game because of Jaden Daniels in that playoff game. There's no cap.
And he got me, you, and my mans out there in the skill position.
Well, he don't got nobody. He don't got a receiving corps. He don't got nobody. He got McCory and everybody else.
Shit.
I'm done, Law.
All right, man. Appreciate you for calling in, Darius. We're going to let my guy from the Mississippi in. Then we got Mike Sanders. Y'all okay with the flow of the show? I thank everybody for tuning in and being part of it. All right, so I'm looking at it right now. I'm looking at the comparisons, and I know comparison could be the thief of all joy, bro. You know what I'm saying? And it can really distort and change people's mind to the wrong way. And granted, completion percentages is way up high on Jaden Daniels. I mean, god damn, he finished the season almost with 72%. That's crazy work right there. And yeah.
And he's the leading rusher, bro.
I mean, yeah, to that degree. All right, so Jaden Daniels, he was 12-5. Of course, Caleb with the fingernails being painted was 5-12. No shade at the painted fingernails, but completion percentage 69%. Caleb Williams 62. They both had 3,500 yards. He averaged more, 7.4 opposed to 6.3. Both average passing yards per game was at 209. Caleb Williams only threw for 6 interceptions. Jaden Daniels 9. Rushing 891 for Jaden Daniels, 489 for Caleb. But the numbers are very much so similar outside of the fact of completion percentage and these sorts of things. What's your thoughts on that? And I know that that we can talk about this here and there, but what's your thoughts on the difference between the two?
Well, it's understanding that I think the Washington went for it on 4th down more so almost than any other team, probably than the Lions. Yeah. So that completion percentage gives you an extra down. It extends the opportunity to go down there and score. And so when you have that in play, it's like playing on Madden back in the day. Instead of you getting 3 downs, I got 4 opportunities. And with a young quarterback who's given the chance to say, not only do I say go for it on 4th down, you can even go for a hurry up. If you see something at 3rd down, you like the way the defense is looking, I put the decision in your hands, or I say, hey, I think I can entrust you to make the correct decision if we hurry up, keep the defense on the field the way that they're looking, because I like what the defensive scheme is looking like right now, and I trust my quarterback to go out here and make the right play. That helps you become 12-5 instead of 5-12. It's the understanding that he has the smarts, the wherewithal, and the ability to analyze in a quick span to make the correct decision, more so than the wrong decision. And so then you have the capability to use your legs as well. And so that's what's separating Jaden McDaniels, that he's cool, he's calm.
Daniels, man, why you keep putting Mick in that man's name, man?
I don't know why, man. I keep saying I think because that dude over there in New England.
Josh McDaniels or Mike McDaniels. Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. And so, like, with Jaden Daniels, you know what I'm saying, he has that capability, you know, to not make those same mistakes that a lot of quarterbacks aren't even afforded the opportunity to make. And they are 5-6-year veterans that don't have that type of freedom in the offense the way that a rookie does. He's a rookie.
Man, you know.
And you know who Washington is. Washington was in your division. You know what type of team that
is. Yeah. And we beat them with all 3rd strings and Cooper Rush. But let me get my guy from the 601, man. All neck of the woods. Bantu, man. You're live on the Nation, brought to you by FrenkelFirm.com and Twin. Man, what's good?
What's going on, Law and Twin? My 601 brothers.
601 in the building, man.
Yes, sir. That's it.
Yeah, Adams County, baby.
Right down the street. That's it.
Yeah.
Hey, man, I want to revisit this prime thing. Man, I think just looking at it and some of the information that's come out here recently about the things that were going on behind the scenes with McCarthy and the fact that Jerry gave him a little more leeway and power and authority to do some things, that's kind of encouraging to me, because a lot of people say, well, you won't have anybody that'll come in here that can actually do what they need to do because Jerry's going to be meddling. We all thought Jerry was meddling a lot more than he was, but it was actually Mike behind the scenes that was doing the tearing down of his own team, man. It was crazy. So, man, I think with a personality like Prime that comes in, and see, here's the thing.
Right.
We don't have, in my mind, we have the biggest problem with this team is a culture problem.
Right.
It ain't the X's and O's. It's the culture. because your team takes on the whole attitude and the persona of your head coach. Man, our head coach has been soft for the last 30 years.
Let me ask Twin this, Dan. Let me ask Twin this. So we talked about a lot of culture over here in Cowboys land. What is the culture for the 49ers? Who established that?
I think when you win often, like we have, sometimes you get a little entitled. I think we begin to have some of y'all in us, which is you ain't won none, but you have won consistently, and you feel almost like you should be there. And you kind of lose a little bit of that bite. And that's when you look at our team, we begin to be a little more undisciplined. Some of the small things, when you're hungry, it begins to dissipate. And that's what began to happen to our culture, where everything was trying to be disciplined, hard-nosed, physical. You kind of get a little more comfortable because you win, and then you get boring with the mundane. And that's what begins to catch up with you. And so when you have veterans who are on their second contracts, you giving out 6 to 7 new deals, things change. The hunger changes a little bit. Not saying that they don't play good, but you sometimes, if you go to the grocery store and say, for instance, you got $50,000 in your pay in your checking account, you might pay the extra $10 for the steak. But if you know you ain't got it, you're a little more precise in how you spend and how you want to make sure you're more efficient in how you want to eat that day. And so that's what happened to us. I think we forgot the diamonds and the details and being efficient and proficient in what it is that we do. And when you got the new guys coming on the scene, they're learning from guys who've already been there and not the guys who are as hungry as they once was. And so you miss out on that April, that May, that June connection, that connectivity, that brotherhood that really galvanized the team to be who we see on the field in November, in December, in January, because your pocket's a little bit heavier. And so that's what I think happened to us, is like we begin to get comfortable in knowing that we could win, but we haven't won it all. And that has to change.
But let me ask you this too, though, because y'all was like, that's what happened when you're good. You lose some of your resources. Like you lost a D'Amico Ryans. A year before that, you lost a Mike McDaniels, and you lost a few other guys that was on that team, on their staff. Did D'Amico Ryans brought a lot of that culture as far as the defense? Because I heard Fred Warner contribute most of his success to D'Amico. So is that a thing that they designed with culture, is the coaching that's in there? And you remove that coach, you remove some of that culture, do you?
Exactly, because sometimes the proper coach will make sure that you don't forget the small things. And so him being a veteran linebacker, rookie of the year, an 8-year veteran in the National Football League, he can remind you of what it took to get to where you're going. And then also, D'Amico Ryan was a leader of men, too. He always was like this person, if you meet him, he was full of energy. And understand that our culture, we like energy. It's the reason why we create the music waves that we create. It's the reason why we have the swag. Like, it's important.
And that's why it's so like Brick Bentu. That's why it's so important for us to find that guy that can be against the grain, like you said, like a prime. Look at like D'Amico Ryan, Dan Campbell to a degree. Yeah, but all of that didn't happen overnight though. All that didn't happen overnight though, right? D'Amico didn't happen overnight as well. But what I'm trying to tell Cowboy fans, just because we get a prime here, it's not going to happen overnight, because you got to break through some strong barriers, right? Like we still play George Strait at the halftime or damn near before the game. But we need to be playing songs that get the vibration and the frequency up on these players so that they can be ready. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that it's the small, look, Twin, it's the smallest of the smallest things that get these players wired up to be ready to play.
That's what Prime would bring, man. That's what he would bring. The other side of that coin is, there are a lot of people that players, and we've heard this recently, that it used to be everybody wanted to come to Dallas to play. That's not the case anymore. It's gotten to the point where now they're like, they only use Dallas as a bargaining chip now.
Right.
They know they're not going to come here. They'll say they're coming. They linked so-and-so to the Dallas Cowboys. Yeah, they linked them to the Cowboys because they put out a news report saying that they were looking at the Cowboys. But then I'm just gonna use the Cowboys to get a little bit bigger bag over here on the East Coast. So man, they know. But see, if Prime came here, and I heard somebody say the craziest thing the other day. They said if Coach Deion Sanders came to the Dallas Cowboys, he wouldn't be able to field a great team of coaches. What the heck? What? Who do they think we talking about?
Oh, snap. Bentu, appreciate you for calling in, man. You gave me some true material that we can talk about. Bentu, appreciate you, man.
Hit that, dog.
Hey, you said
appreciate y'all, man.
You said you finna start a channel or something like that, or what you about to do?
I did.
You did?
I did.
Plug your channel. Plug it.
Ice Wall Cowboy started my channel, man. I did a video specifically talking about the possibility of Deion coming, or Coach Prime. I like to place respect on that man's name, but specifically about him coming to the Dallas Cowboys and why I think it may very well be a possibility, if not this year, for sure in the very near future.
No doubt, man.
I
updated your name, so when you call in, I won't be calling you Ben too. I'm gonna call you Ice Wall.
I appreciate you.
Yeah, appreciate you, man.
Hey, y'all keep doing these, man. Keep doing this mashup with your brother, man, because that dynamic of him and you and y'all play off of each other very well, man. It's your engagement is great, and it just works really good. Y'all keep that up, man.
Man, no doubt. We definitely, man. Yeah. Yes, indeed. That's my guy, Ice Wall. Hey, Twin, you know how most people were saying, like this on my end, on the Cowboys end, and we both share Deion, for the record, Twin can let y'all know that I couldn't stand Deion Primetime Sanders in 1994. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah, and he still PI'd Michael Irvin. That's still pass interference. That's pass interference, man. That's pass interference. I can't stand them, But to make a longer story short, Twin, a lot of people said that Deion won't be a good look because there's this ultimate thing as it relates to like free agency that the Cowboys are not willing to spend and going out there and recruiting guys. If his main factor is being able to recruit, right? If it's not the players, well, damn it, he can recruit the best linebacker coach. He can recruit the best safety coach. He can recruit the best O-line coach, the offensive coordinator. He can start recruiting things that doesn't roll up under the fact that you need salary cap because he can go recruit the best coaches. Yeah.
I mean, you peak game, man. Again, you gotta look at what has worked for other individuals prior to you. And so, say for instance, if you don't have a GM that's willing to spend the money, look at Patriots. They they had a team of ex-football players who are now going out there potentially being head coaches, multiple places, who are coming from the New England Patriot tree. And so, what Deion does have is the greatest asset that you have is when you open your phone up, is your contacts. Yeah, that's the greatest. That's the greatest assets right there. Yeah. And so what Deion has, he has a plethora of individuals in his phone who either know somebody or know somebody that knows that person who can be somebody. And with that type of recognition that he brings, and they can look and see what happened at Jackson State, how he left it, how Jackson State is still winning, still killing the SWAC right now. And that's been over 2 years ago. He left
because it left the foundation.
What it was.
Man, I got 2 super chats, man. Hold tight for me, Twin.
Okay.
All of it.
Thomas Presley.
Wasting my time now. Come on.
He says, we are Dallas. We are America's team. We need this swagger. We need to put it back in the spotlight. We need a Coach Sanders to come home. Come on with it.
Take the money out.
And then he also went back and doubled up, and for the $9.99, he keeping the lights on over here. We need change you can believe in, right? Jerry's solo mission on makes me believe he trying to change. I hope Coach Sanders can change culture. We need that sweat, anger, back, and we let me see, we ain't that team right now. Okay, appreciate you, man. Had to slide and pull. All right, so appreciate you, man. Thank you so much, Thomas, man. That's a mighty name, bro. Appreciate you. All right, from the 901, you're live on the Nation, brought to you by FrenkelFirm.com. Talk to us.
Hello?
Yeah, you're live from the Tennessee, man. You're live. 901.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah. M-Time Finest in Memphis in the house.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Grizz. Shout out to the Tigers.
Yeah.
I was just listening to your brother talk, and the way he's talking is what we need. Maybe we don't need Ashton Gentry. Maybe we do need to trade back and build up the offensive line. Because reflecting on the season, Dak was pretty much running for his life.
Right.
You had Guyton in there, which we all know he shouldn't have been in there. Maybe he should have took a red shirt of him, let him build his body up and, perfect his technique. So Guyton was getting him killed. You had Terrence Steele on the other side getting him killed. You had Zach Martin trying to fight through injuries. He was getting him killed. So I don't think Dak had a fair shot as far as the first few games of the season. But I like what your brother was saying. I think we just need meat and potatoes. Build the offensive line, build the defensive line, and Dak is not that guy. I'm sorry. I know he was runner up. I know he was runner up to the MVP. But it wasn't real. We all know it wasn't real. We need to put Dak in the position golf is in. I got my brother, who's a longtime Detroit Lions fan, sending me hype videos with Dan Campbell throwing stuff and acting a fool. That's what I want. I want to be inspired, man. We need Dak with a good offensive line. We need Dak with 3 good receivers, 2 running backs. That's the only way Dak don't concede.
Let me interject right quick. 901. Now, Twin, you familiar with the Jerry Goff? The things that he just said, that is what Goff have. He got it right. He got a nice offensive line. He have 2 running backs that can split and run in between the splits and these sorts. He got what's the best friend for a quarterback is the tight end, right? So Laporta is a damn good piece, for them. And I can say that their wide receivers, I'm not saying that they are elite, right? But they are good enough. They're above average. And when you got is Sam Laporta, even though this is his second season, right? He got to be somewhere knocking at that elite door at a tight end, even though he's green, even though this is his second season. Yeah. And then you got all of that around Goff, and then you got the number 5, top 5, or top 10 defense collectively. Yeah, you're going to win 14 games.
Whoa. Can't skip, though. You got Ben Johnson as offensive coordinator.
Creativity. Yeah, creativity.
You know what I'm saying? So even if you have average weapons, if you have a person who's willing to be creative and ease some of the tension that these average players have to go through to be great, that helps out a lot. But you got to have a head coach who's willing to say, you know what, I'm going to go for it on 4th down. We're going to try this weird play that my offensive coordinator drew up. Like, they all are working together in unison. And so that is very important when it comes to building a team or taking players who are okay and making them great.
Yeah.
And so the same thing that has to be said to if you want to rebuild your team or start to look at certain things and aspects that other teams do that you don't do just yet. As a 49er fan, I've heard many of Dallas Cowboy fans. I watched you over your live. Oh, they finna do a dive. Oh, they finna now do another run play.
Away. Yeah. Being able to predict the plays.
You can predict what they're about to do. And if you already don't have the talent around you, your money is already kind of inside, like in your quarterback. And now you like, our offensive coordinator is kind of boring. You're limiting yourself.
One-dimensional team. One-dimensional team, then you're going to start to look at this right here, Twin. The quarterback ain't nothing special. So for the 901, give me the special quarterbacks that's in the league right now.
Oh, we all know Josh Allen's that guy.
Okay, keep going.
We all know Lamar's that guy. Joe Burrow's that guy.
Keep going.
Mahomes is that guy.
Oh, keep going.
You know, but I mean, you want me to keep going?
I just want to know all the special ones. I just want to know the special ones. Give me the special quarterbacks.
I mean, it's off the top of my head. Jordan Love took a dive. We all saw that.
Twin. He took a dive when his wide receiver went out, right? Christian Watson. Christian Watson, he didn't get a chance to play because he was out. So even those who are considered special, look, Joe Brady worked wonders with Josh Allen, and I get it. You know, this was the first year I had to say, Twin. I said, damn, Josh Allen, MVP. But the way Lamar is playing, because of the fact that you got to consider Derrick Henry, you have to put Lamar in that category to get the MVP this year because his numbers are so far ahead of everyone else's, especially the touchdown to interception ratio, the touchdown on the ground, and his precision of passing is just crazy with QBR and stuff like that. You'd be crazy not to put Lamar Jackson in that. But we know that if all of those special quarterbacks, you got to also have special weapons. None of these guys are doing it by themselves. Damn near the guy that everybody say can walk on water, Joe Burrow, he got damn Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. Yeah. And he got weapons.
I had one more question for you guys. Yeah.
Go ahead.
What's up? No. I'm going totally off subject. Dak Prescott's contract. Why didn't he take less money? As the quarterback for the Cowboys, you get so much money off the field. I don't get the concept of, you know, being the highest paid quarterback when you get, you're getting it's global recognition being the Dallas Cowboys quarterback. Why not take less money like Michael Parsons is talking about doing? If I take less money, hopefully you guys will bring somebody in that'll help me. Why didn't Dak Prescott doing that, knowing that he has all this money off the field? And if he does win one Super Bowl, he's set for life off the field, you know, doing TV or whatever. I just don't understand why he didn't take less money and think about long-term, you know, gain. I'm out.
All right, appreciate you, bro. All right, he said it and he's out of it. He said it and ran. He threw the grenade, Twin. Let me ask you though, Twin. he threw the grenade and said, "Let me get on about it." Rex,
lie to the left.
Let me ask you this: you get pulled over by the cops, right? And they run your license. They say, "Hey, we just gonna bring. Look, we saw something on your report. We got to bring you in for questioning." They bring you in for questioning. They put you in the little cubicle box or what have you. And they start talking to you. What's your play? What's your move?
I ain't saying nothing. I'm giving me a lawyer.
That's what Dak Prescott did. They put him in the interrogation room. He said, you know what? I get it. I played in the National Football League for 8 years at this time. I'm going to let my lawyer handle all of this. I don't have no problem with that because Dak can't get out there and say, yeah, I'll play for dog water, because the Cowboys don't have good faith that they are really good with their money. It's like giving, like I already seen the Cowboys operate it, whereas they had $90 million available to spend in the free agent market, and they squandered it. They didn't know what to do with it, so they put their quarterback on franchise tags. They didn't know what to do with the money that they had. So the words say, if you faithful a few things, I'll make you rule over many, right? But if I see that you are not even faithful over the few things, why would I reward you with the many, right? And that's what the players got to understand. So Michael Parsons out here already saying that I'm willing to take less money. The deal haven't been done yet, but I can guarantee you that he's going to get paid somewhere near the market value or more. There's no ability for him to circumvent his own money, because his agent is going to say, yeah, Parsons, I give it what you're saying, but look at this tape from Ryan Shazier. Look at this tape from Alex Smith. You are one hit away from being that. So I got to fight for you. So next time you're in this interrogation room, Let me do the talking.
To a degree, I understand that because, again, like you said, you do have the Ryan Shaziers of the world and the Alex Smiths of the world.
Right.
But then it also comes to, so let's go back to this courtroom, right?
Yeah.
It's a guy by the name of Tyrese Gibson. He had a song called "Sweet Lady, Would You Be Mine," right?
Yeah.
Love her for a life.
Yeah.
So he just got awarded.
What more do you want from me?
What more? Okay, so let's get context, right?
Get context. Yeah.
So he got an old lady.
Yeah.
And I think it was him. No. Anyway, it was one of his kids' baby mama and whatnot. She said she wanted $55,000.
$1,000. Yeah.
A month.
A month.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden she said, you know what? Let me get an extra $10,000 on top of that.
$65,000. God, what's she gonna need for $65,000 a month? Calm down. Okay. Wait. Go ahead. Go.
What more do you want?
Come on. All right, play. From 65. Wait a minute. She wasn't shooting. She wasn't. What her boy said. Her boy said, Ross. She wasn't shooting with him in the gym. You know. She wasn't singing in the box with Tyrese. But keep going. Keep going though.
So what we're saying is this: the amount of money is way more than enough to have a sustainable living.
Right.
Here in the United States of America, it's more than enough. And we're talking about his money is nowhere near as long as a Dak Prescott money. Nowhere near.
Nowhere near.
Even if you take off a 10% of whatever he is that he's making, still nowhere near. You know what I'm saying? To touch even. You know what I'm saying? For a Tyrese Gibson money to touch that bad. And so, and again, I think it's not Tyrese. It's somebody else who I can't think of the name right now. But
right.
The whole point of this story is this: are you able to reconstruct the way you're living to fit the cap that you have to be under? If you want a certain type of lifestyle or you don't want certain headaches.
Right.
Because if you do give the money away, which people say that will count, like, Dak Prescott, he took all the money, there's going to be other issues you got to deal with.
Right.
So, okay, you can take the money, but then that agent needs to say, hey, Dak, when your O-line sloppy and slow, and when your running backs are slow, you're tight end, and you can't get no wide receivers, and you getting hit now, you're taking a little more punishment now. That's what happens as well.
But let me retort.
Okay.
Everybody, well, I get that part too, though. How many teams are in the National Football League, Twin?
32.
32 teams. Everybody's granted the same amount of cap space. There's no more. You don't get more, and I don't get less. We do a thing called revenue sharing, right? And everybody's blessed with the same amount of cap space. And your team and your organization, if you want to get someone at a cheaper price, you handle contracts, I handle contracts, we all handle contracts. You will have to approach said person before the end of life of contract. Because right now, your buddy, your brother from another mother, Fred Warner, when the 49ers saw talent in him, what did they do in order to lock him in below market value on that particular piece of contract? What did they do?
They went early.
They went early. Now, by them going early, they got the discount. They got the money that people can't say, he's not worth this and that. They went early. But if you wait late, you're going to have to pay the piper. So that's what happened with the Cowboys. If they wanted Dak Prescott to take less money, they would have had to approach him early before others took the money. So you could have easily got Dak Prescott at 50, or you could have easily got him at 49.5, or you could have got him at minimum at 52, maybe 53. But that's the way you get the discount. Now, I've said to this before, when they paid when they paid, when I think that you had called me and told me, man, the Cowboys, even from the outside looking in, you said they made a big mistake on paying. What's that cat name? Michael Gallup. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
Because nobody should, when you get that car and you drive it off the lot and you have a fender bender and you try to turn around and sell it back to the car dealership, what they gonna say?
That's yours.
That's yours. And they're going to say whatever they sold that car for you, the moment you drove it off the lot is going to drop in prices. The value dropped.
Sure.
So we paid this dude $50 million guaranteed after he done tore up his leg, and that's Michael Gallup, with the expectations that he's going to come back at the same levels and skill set that happened before he got injured. That's working backwards. And and then we got rid of Amari Cooper. Who took $6 million less to stay here. So that's loyalty. So when we start talking about players and contracts, hold on.
Look, you just said, wait. Yeah, you said loyalty for somebody like Amari Cooper who wasn't drafted.
Yeah.
By the Dallas Cowboys.
Took $6 million less. Yeah.
They're like, well, why can't Dak take it? Because how can this guy who wasn't even drafted, this team gave you the opportunity of a lifetime by drafting you, but the guy who went from Oakland to you guys, who wasn't even drafted by you guys, took a $6 million discount. So how could he look like, or how could he seem loyal and taking a discount? And most people would say, well, Dak, why can't you do that?
Right, but see,
and show your loyalty.
But see, this is the difference. This is the difference. With the ability to have your agent to talk to you and say, hey, I'm gonna do all of the talking, because there's good cop and bad cop. I've seen First 48 multitudes of times. They butter him up, they probably rough him up, get him in there, and they say, hey, I know you was there. Where were you, twin, at 3:30, November the 14th? Where were you at 3:30 p.m.?
Uh-huh.
And you sitting there like, man, I was at Walmart. Yeah, you was at Walmart. Tell me more, And where you? On this aisle at that time, and you been saying, yeah, and the whole time they setting you up because that's where the crime happened at, and all they have to do is place you at that spot and at that time, and you confessing that you was there, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then there's this other lawyer that comes, there's other police officer or interrogator detective come in and say, hey, twin, I know that this guy officer was very brutal with you, man, but I got this bucket of chicken. I got this hot coffee for you. I know we've talked for you a long time, but just tell me more, man. Well, where did you leave at after this Walmart incident? And then what happened? You start singing like a canary. Yes, indeed. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Yeah. I left up out of there, man. I had a few drinks, and I think I hit something. I don't know what I hit. And the whole time, all you had to do is say, hey, lawyer. You know what I'm saying? The whole time. That's all you had to say. Lawyer. Let my lawyer speak. The video didn't even exist. But the damn first detective said that I saw you there. You was there. You know what I'm saying? The video never exists. Let me know. Trey, let me know.
You stuck now.
Now you stuck.
Like Chuck.
It's on paper that you already said you was there in aisle 9. You left the building. You drove. You might have possibly hit something. You didn't hit something. You don't know. But the officer already done painted a picture that you was there. You confessed that you was there. You confessed the fact that you hit something. And yes, the person was laid out like Family Guy, died at the scene, and now they putting it on you. And all you had to say was lawyer. You know what I'm saying? So
that's it.
Yeah. So that's what it is, bro. Dak Prescott said lawyer. Michael Parsons went in there and said, I'm willing to play for dog water. I'm willing to play for free. And now his lawyer is doing, or his agent is doing everything that he can to say, but Parsons, will you chill out just a little bit? You're not my only client. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. But wait, and I say this real quick to end this part. Sometimes the lawyer that appointed to you is actually bought and paid by the court and by the policemen.
That's them cheap lawyers, though. I'm talking about this is a well-paid lawyer with great clients and contracts. But go ahead. I'm gonna hear your side of the story.
That's all I was saying. Because then you got to watch out for those too, because they know that some lawyers know or agents know that in order to stay around that umbrella, that they do have to kind of do certain things. Yes, you want to help your client, but also the people who really paying everybody is the owners, and so. They do rub elbows in a particular way to make sure that everybody kind of get fed. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, indeed, man.
But see, that's the game, though. You see?
That's the game.
You just got to find out what makes you happy. You know what I'm saying? And know how we say sometimes all money ain't what?
Good money.
You know what I'm saying? And that's a true statement. You know what I'm saying?
It's a true statement, but I wouldn't. That's why I don't never get in front of the players on what they're asking for as far as the money. Because the NFL, I've seen the NFL sign $111 billion. I've seen them sign a $80 billion contract, I believe, with Netflix. So I know that the players percentage-wise are not getting that. And I did the research. 82% of the players 4 years after they retire are scrambling and scraping. You might see some that's Uber or lifting. You might see some that working at Walmart. You may see some players that's trying to do podcast stuff now because they don't have the money. There was a storyline that even Cam, you seen Cam Newton contract? And he's saying that that's why.
Was false, though.
That was a false storyline. But he's still working his ass off, though.
Cam was just saying that, like, okay, I was just used to getting paid every week a certain amount of money.
Facts.
For a certain amount of years.
Right.
And even though I'm good, like I'm not
Yeah, he good. Yeah.
But it's just knowing that, dog, it feels different. And over time, that's where you feel it. And I think he was just sharing like, hey, man, yes, did I make this amount of money? Was I living good? My kids don't need for nothing. I'm still podcasting and doing so on and so forth. It's just that my lifestyle do have to change a little bit. And I think he was just letting people know it's like your cost of living, knowing that you're getting paid, say for instance, $565,000.
But what I'm saying is collectively, he ain't making the same amount of money that he was making.
Oh, no.
Yes, that's what I'm getting at. I get the story being false or real, but the ideology, he's not making the same amount of money. If he was making the amount of money that he was making now, he wouldn't be on these podcasts in these streets. The same way with Shannon Sharp. These brothers, Shannon Sharp worked more than me. He worked more than me. He's finna do another show. You know what I'm saying? You get yeah.
Like you say, but see, that goes to a point to the end. It's like, what makes you happy, though?
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? How much money do you actually need compared to how much money do you actually want? And that's where people can get caught up in. It's like, okay, somebody can sit there. There was a guy, I think you even posted about him not too long ago, bro. It was Austin Eckler.
Yeah.
That man lived in a condo. You know what I'm saying? He can't buy him a house. He still get paid good money, but he just made a financial decision to not go and get a dumb, stupid house and live a extravagant lifestyle. And so that, like, depending on what it is that you're looking for and how you want to live, your money can stretch for you and you can be comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Again, it just depends on what it is that you're trying to do. And I think that's the big decision that a lot of athletes have to realize when you do get that amount of money is that somebody can make $1 million a year but spend $1.2.
Yeah.
Somebody can make $65,000 a year and only spend $40,000.
Facts. Yeah, facts.
And so somebody say, "Oh man, you only make $65,000 a year, man. You ain't making no money." But he like, "Yeah, but I'm good comfortably to the point where a guy who's making $1 million a year, but he's spending 1.2, he over here scratching his head every day."
Yeah, and then it's we call
a real conversation.
Living within your means. I've seen and I know people that make $25,000, $30,000 a year. You think they make $150,000, and then you seen people that make $150,000 a year, and it looks like they making $28,000, $30,000. So it's all about perspectives, you know. But let's read these super chats, man, and get ready for watch some football a little later on. I got Thomas with another super chat, man. Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for your support. And he says Deion Sanders could hype up Prescott. That's the truth. Johnny Blue says, I'm not going to take less money in my job. Would you take less money at your job so they can hire other folks, Twin?
How much is less and how many people you own? Hey, watch this. Okay, because hypothetically speaking, say you work 5 days a week, right?
Right.
Regular people work like regular schedule, 40 hours a week.
Right.
If I take let's say I knock out $2 off my annual hourly wage,
right,
and they hire another person, and the 4-hour week feels like a 38-hour week compared to a 4-hour week feels like a 40-hour week.
Right.
Meaning this, I used to get off work, can't move, I'm tired, I'm sleepy, I'm bored, like, oh,
right.
Lord have mercy. Woo, compared to, oh, man, shoot, I lost a couple dollars, but, man, shoot, man, that new workout I got, listen here, they go hard in the paint.
Yep.
Perspective.
Perspectives.
I'm not saying this is for everybody, but this is how some people manipulate certain systems. You see what I'm saying?
But see, and I got you. I just got you right here. So as the agent look at that and say, yeah, they telling you to take less money, but they didn't hire those folks. You know what I'm saying? And Amari Cooper, he took $6 million less. He would never get that money back in his national football career. Never get it back. Because he took the less money, and then a year removed, they fired him. You're like, you gone. And they sent him off to Siberia as it relates to the Cleveland. So what if you do take that next month? You, as a person that's working for that said company, you are seeing what they did to another worker, and now they coming to you saying, hey, Twin, you willing to take this less money? And then you sitting here like, I just saw what y'all did to Amari Cooper. Hell no. I'm going to let my agent do all of the talking. Hey, wherever he say the chips fall at, I will be able to do that, So I don't trust an organization that make billions of dollars for me to take less money when they refuse to go to me first, you know what I'm saying, on the front end and say, hey, we got this contract on the table for me, meaning that they didn't have the initial trust. They waited to the end of life of contract. So, of course, I'm sitting here like, yeah, the ball is at play on you now, you know what I'm saying, because I want to get fair market value on where I'm at. So that's how I'm looking at it, bro. I could be 1,000,000% wrong.
Also, by all means necessary, I'm not team owners over here, okay? Listen here. I don't want nobody thinking they're like, oh, man, Twin over here for the people. Like, no. I love to play, listen here. I love to play devil's advocate because I do appreciate having the perspective of different scenarios. But, again, I used to tell 49ers fans what happened with the Brandon Ayuk situation. I said literally the same thing about Dak Prescott. I said Brandon Ayuk after the Super Bowl within the first 60 days before the draft process began, where you have to get ready 2 weeks before the draft over there in New York City or Indianapolis. He went to the Niners and said, let's talk about money. And the Niners prolonged it. They waited. They waited till one contract get done, which was Amon St. Brown. They waited till another contract. And so what happened was, like you said earlier, that market value began to rise.
Ooh,
Brandon Ayuk was like, bro, I came to you guys in good faith. But because as an organization, you guys only like to do contracts in, July and September, now it's hard for me to turn away because now my client or my agent is coming to me with like, hey, man, there have been 5 other deals that has happened since you first gone to the Niners front office and asked for your money. Now what happens is this. We have all the issues with the offseason, issues with, is he worth it or not?
If he don't that beat him up? That's wearing down on Ayuk. Then it was like he going to get traded. He's not going to get traded. His boo thing, his squeeze was on tick to the talk. She was saying that, hey, and I think that they were talking about going to Washington, right?
Exactly, because he knew I know Jay McDaniels would trade me, you know what I'm saying? And that's the crazy thing about it, is that, like, some organizations do have the opportunity to go forth and pay a player earlier enough to get that deal out the way, but because they want to be hard-headed and stiff-necked, you get the situation which happens with Brandon Ayuk and Trent Williams. Because if you gonna end up paying them anyway, I'm with you with that.
Whoa. Hey, boy, you on my side now because I know you on my side. I know you played devil's advocate, but because we already had this conversation in private though. But let me ask you this though. Ooh, and I'm not trying to make this controversy.
I'm not paying Brock Purdy.
No. I know you. I know how you feel with Brock Purdy. But what I'm saying is, did CMC agent or his people or his representative walked up to the 49ers front office and said, hey, I want more money, or they came to him just one Saturday night and said, hey, we got this bag for you. Let's rearrange some money for you so that we can do X, Y, and Z. Break that down then.
Well, see, people don't know that everybody talked about the Brandon Ayuk and Trent Williams situation, but when CMC said what he wanted to say, it got done when it needed to get done. And see, everybody looked over there, but because, again, relationships, though. When you have certain relationships in certain organizations, you get your money. This guy, Trent Williams, was semi-healthy. Brandon Ayuk was healthy, was healthy too as well.
Yeah, Brandon Ayuk was healthy. He was extremely healthy. But then they start dismissing and not worth this and that. Go ahead.
But CMC had bad Achilles prior to the season even started.
Facts.
They knew before the Super Bowl that he had leg issues and lower extremity issues prior.
Right.
And they still afforded him the contract. But people got on Brandon Ayuk, who was fully healthy and ready to go if the football season started that day to go play football, and got mad at him for holding out. And this is the thing. They will pay who they want to pay when they want to pay sometimes. And that was the issue that certain players felt on their field. Like, dog, they know Christian McCaffrey got both his legs wrapped up. They both are purple like Barney, but nobody want to talk about that. But you're willing to extend him and give him his money. And this is his second contract. Brandon Ayuk, this is my first renewal of a contract, and y'all want to play hardball with me. And I'm healthy.
Dang.
This is what brings locker room tension. Locker room division. This is what messes up things in the offseason that galvanizes teams. The brotherhood is no longer there because now people are starting to see who's treated differently.
Yeah, that's all I wanted to point. So that's why I'm saying, players, go get your money. Let's go ahead and wrap this up, man. I got some more super chats, man. I appreciate y'all so much, man, for y'all support. It states here that Dominique Pittman says they tagged Dyke twice, basically betted against him, and I'm asking for the bag too for getting to taking the pay cut. That's the reason why they put stipulations on the contract as far as no trade clause, no more franchise tag, because nobody wants to go into a contract without guarantees. And granted, a 1-year guarantee, big lump sum of money is good and all, but now you got to go back to the table, and all players want to do is play football, and now they got to be stretched out about value and worth, and they don't know where they're going to be at. So, yeah. So that's why Dak Prescott ultimately didn't trust the Joneses. That's why I got a chance to talk to his father, me and Boss Cowboy Sports, and his father was in tears. Now, granted, he's a wealthy man. He don't have to worry about working another day in his life by being the son of Dak Prescott. By being the father of Dak Prescott. But it goes to show you that people are human beings and they want to be celebrated. You know what I'm saying? They say go where you are celebrated, not where you are.
Not where you tolerated.
Well, not where you are tolerated, man. So, yeah, I think that Dak Prescott, to a degree, is being tolerated by the Cowboys front office, but he's not definitely being celebrated. That's why you came up with the conclusion. Let Dak Prescott. You came up with this too. You said before the season started, he said, "Law, let Dak Prescott play this out. You got nothing to lose, nothing to gain." And then you can trigger trade into the mix. You wasn't even talking about Cooper Rush at the time, right? Give him, if Dak Prescott, you said literally, if Dak Prescott goes down, you still can insert trigger Trey. That's your boy. You came up with the nickname. And at least you get to see what he's about. And at the end of the year, you can either trade Trey or you can renew Dak, or trade Dak. You know what I'm saying? Even though he don't have a no trade clause, I meant to say, but you can either dismiss Dak or something like that. And that was your solution to all of this. You know, go ahead.
Because all that money you got in there, that offensive line and D line, you know the holes of your team.
Mhm.
You know you need money. But if 30%, 27, 22, 23% of your cap is in your quarterback, who y'all don't really believe in fully, with full confidence, guess what?
Yeah.
You're going to be in the situation that you're in.
Right.
So my thing is this, and this is what I told you. It's like, bro, I'm not saying that Dak was a bad quarterback at all.
Right.
But I'm saying that this same guy is only giving me the one playoff win, victory, so on and so forth. And I'm looking to do more. And sometimes I might have to do the reverse, which is me having my high paid player and my quarterback. Let me surround my quarterback with a baby of talent. So when people say, man, you hear all this year, where's the talent around who? CD Lamb. Where's the tight ends? Where's the running back?
Right.
Well, if you don't have financial ability, because you'll be more willing to spend money if you got more money. So
man, come on with it.
The Jerry Jones is like, well, if I knew I had more money in the bank, not tied into Dak Prescott, he'll spend $1 or $2 more to go out there and get a free agent. Y'all would have had that DN. What's that man's name who playing with the Houston Texans this week? From Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah. I know you're talking about. Shit, name tipping my tongue.
Exactly. But you would have had him line up besides Michael Parsons. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, oh yeah. That's
but that, you know what? That's the craziest thing, though. You know, go where you celebrate it and not tolerate it. And sometimes people fall into those traps and say, hey, I'm being celebrated, but no, you're not. You're just being tolerated. And I've seen some people saying, well, what should he be celebrated for, as far as Dak Prescott? And I get it. You know, Super Bowls are the most remarkable thing that a player can win while they playing in the National Football League. And, of course, all-pro and the stats and all of that stuff with Pro Bowls. But there's a prime example, Jared Goff. He's where he's celebrated at. You know, they look at him as the savior. And Matthew Stafford, he's where he's celebrated at. And he was considered a failure in Lions Land, right? Even though he had the stats, the accolades, and all of this stuff, but he didn't have the hardware. So he's where he's celebrated at and not tolerated. And now Goff is where he's celebrated at and not tolerated. And both of these guys are still playing in football. You know, that's crazy.
And guess what? That means, and guess what? It's okay at times to have that mutual separation.
Right.
You just can't be so tied into the feeling of knowing that this is my guy. I don't want to let him go. And I think that's what happened with Cowboy Land, where they got so scared of the unknown. And I told you, it's like, bro, giving somebody the opportunity to build a couple games, to win some games without certain players, it doesn't mean that they're going to be terrible and like be a bad team. You just got to trust the process. Trust that, hey, my GM, Will McClay, get the players around me to go out here and be a team that can go out here and be disciplined. You build more depth. If you don't have the money put in your high-priced players, you got some more people who can come in and be consistent and so on and so forth. And so that's what you gain. But when we only have a short-sighted viewpoint of certain situations, you get, you know what I'm saying, with one injury, your whole year is out the window.
No doubt, man. But I'm going to let you go, man. I know you about to dip and stuff like that. But I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much, man. Love you to the moon and back, bro. Let people know where they can find and follow you and all of this stuff, fam.
Oh, man. Well, first and foremost, again, man, like you said, man, appreciate you for having me on, man. Shout out to all y'all out there in the internet land, man. I appreciate everybody in the chat as well. Thank y'all for tuning in, man. It's your boy Twin. You can follow me at Twin Empire _ on YouTube, man. Also, and on Twitter as well, man. Thank you guys, man. Have a wonderful, wonderful Saturday, man. Let's go watch some good football. Get your popcorn ready, man. Enjoy the games with your loved ones, and bang, bang, not a game. You already know what it is.
Get out of here, man. I appreciate you, bro. All right, bro. Love you, man.
Go, man. Love you too, man. Peace
Salute.
out.
All right. That's Twin Empire, Twin Maker, you know, brother from the same mother. So good to have him in my life and all of that good stuff. It states here, by Johnny Blue. He says he has worked harder with less around him. DC for life. He's talking about Rain, Dakota. Then he doubles back or quadruples back with the fadeaway shot for the 499. He states that Riggs, the injuries he had to go through, he deserved it. The Jones are not going to do anything with any extra money to save. Remember Amari Cooper. Thank you so much for their support. And Thomas, man, who's been a extreme good supporter of the show today, he states that Coach Prime is a head coach and Coach Witten as the offensive coordinator. I wouldn't know Witten's scheme, but I'm quite sure that would be a crazy dynamic there. But appreciate, man, all of you guys for tuning in. I do like the ideology of Coach Prime. I would love to say him there. You saying if Dak wasn't Dak, this is from D-Note. I feel you. Look, the teams that's left in the postseason right now, name me the team that they are only relying on the quarterback to win them the game tonight or today or tomorrow. Name me the team that Josh Allen just got to win it by himself. Have y'all paid attention to their level of defense? Have y'all paid attention to the fact that their running game is all put together? Or is it only Josh Allen? Now, far as the Kansas City Chiefs, don't y'all or are y'all aware that Travis Kelce is there, right? That as soon as he retires, he's getting the gold jacket, by the way. He's no strap meat out there. He's no chopped liver. That's a better way to say it. Name me the team. Are the teams only leaning on Jalen Hurts to win tomorrow? Now, I get it. Y'all talking about Jaden Daniels and all of these things. We'll see how he looked tonight. But at the end of the day, they still have Terry McLaurin. They do have an innovative Cliff Kingsbury. It's not a vanilla versions of what we had here as far as calling plays. So at the end of the day, yeah. The Bills defense 27. They got terrible defense, but they had an 8th-ranked offense. And James Cooks, he's no one to sneeze at, and Josh Allen. And then they made a trade for damn Amari Cooper. They put weapons around the Buffalo Bills. So at the end of the day, we'll see what the Bills look like this weekend too. But name me the team. Like Burrows, I get it, man. People said that, hey, he should have been what you call that, MVP or what have you. Y'all acting like Burrows throwing it to Noah Brown. Let me know when Burrows throwing it to Noah Brown. Let me know when he's throwing it to 33 and the third T.Y. Hilton. He's literally throwing it to Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. That some of y'all in the chat will give y'all spleen away for T. Higgins, But there's another thing that Patrick Mahomes is taking less money. No, he have the exact same or similar contract like a Tyron Smith had when he was here. Remember we talked about if you go to the table early, he paid crazy. When the news was announced that he's finna sign an 8 to a 10-year contract, $500 million, a $500 million contract, it was pretty much from a quarterback's perspective unheard of. But you have to have gonads, and you have to have the ultimate faith in said quarterback to do those things. So that's how you was able to do that. And if the Cowboys did that with the quarterback that's here now, of course, he will still be under that contract. But people fail to realize that Dak Prescott was tolerated and never celebrated. They paid Jalen Smith. They paid La'el Collins. They paid DeMarcus Lawrence. They paid Ezekiel Elliott. They paid all of those players before Dak Prescott. Let me say this again. Jalen Smith, he's not even in the league anymore. So, granted, when it was time for him to get paid, Yes. I don't trust y'all, y'all mother suckers. You know what I'm saying? So give me, because you franchise tagged me. Nobody wants to be franchise tagged. So that's where we at. So we will be looking at all this, and this is not me campaigning for Dak. Like I said, I lamented with my brother. I said, shoot, I would love for him to play out this last year contract so he can be on the open market. It'll be a whole nother thing. Don't y'all know how many people, like Tennessee would love to have Dak Prescott right now. The Giants would love to have Dak Prescott right now. So many teams. The Raiders would love to have Dak Prescott right about now. They would have been with open arms celebrating him. You know, they wouldn't tolerate him. Yeah. Yeah. The White says, to whom much is given, as much is required. Dak ain't delivered. Who would have been able to deliver in this particular system is what we're saying. Who? Who would have been able to deliver? And it's crickets all the time. We are a team that needs to have culture changes. Everywhere we went to, that people that know more football than all of y'all is in this doggone chat, people that have gold jackets and beyond, that played under the system of Jerry Jones, from Marcus Spears to coaches like Mariucci, to people that do on these things with 3-letter and 4-letter networks, they all lamented that Jerry Jones is the problem. For 30 years, we don't have a single player that's been here for 30 years. And y'all thinking that the quarterback is going to go through this mess? Come on. To deliver where? Michael Irvin lamented the same sentiments. So what are we doing here? Like, come on. We had Jason Garrett for all of those years. Mike McCarthy, who didn't coach for a single 2.5 years, to come here for him to be our savior. He haven't won something even with a quarterback that everybody will say that's a whole lot better than Dak Prescott at that time, Aaron Rodgers. He couldn't win more than one with him. So he's supposed to win with a lesser quarterback? Why? What are you guys literally are trying to imply here? And y'all still telling this particular team to take less money to go get who? A James Washington? There's no shred of evidence that this particular team would go out there and get the creme de la creme, the leading people that's in this free agency, when you have the kind of caliber of person like a Stephen Jones, who said that he's a capologist and he learned his job
with me going
on the fly.
To the Cowboys was Jerry. Everybody in Jerry's family wasn't with it.
I was our capologist at the
He said the capologist.
time. I was really the guy learning the cap. Had a really good feel for it. And I know you're trying.
This guy right here, learning the job on the fly, that's been around for 30 plus years in that role, operating at something that he does not know or do not know. That's like you're having open heart surgery and you're going to the dentist and they sitting there like, yeah, you know, I got my degree. This brother got a degree in biochemistry. I'm going to the dentist. I thought you had it to have an open heart surgery. Well, hey, doctor's a doctor. You know, it don't match. And we supposed to win with this? And I can hear somebody saying, these are excuses. No other franchise in the National Football League is having their son to learn the job on the fly and say, hey, I'm the capologist. This is sad. This is culture changing. Somebody needs to say, hey, yeah, Steven, your philosophy is flawed when you're saying that you don't win the Super Bowl during the offseason. Your philosophy is flawed when you say, hey, free agent players, you play D players like B players, you play B players like A. Nah, Capologists, yeah. It's bad management. Were we a talented team? Yes. You can talk about all of the accolades of 9 All-Pros, and we know that that is also subjective to a degree. If you think I'm lying, even though I can't stand the Eagles, and if you look at stat lines of Lane Johnson versus Penei Sewell, Lane Johnson is better. But the team with the better record, home field playoff throughout the damn postseason, is on the Lions. So all of that stuff is subjective. But so many people think that we have a chance when you having mom and pops and son, Jerry and son, because they look like the same age, Jerry and son running the organization. We need culture change. We need to change from within. The reason why, even though they may not went to a bowl and won multiple situations and stuff over there in Colorado, but there's a reason why in 130 years, that they didn't achieve everyone having a 3.0 GPA. Now all of a sudden Prime get there, now they have 100. Now they have their GPA. Gerald says 9 All-Pros, but only one at a skilled position. Whoo.
Hey, bro.
Yeah. That boy sunk it off in there, man. Yeah, good at capping. Yeah, boy. So it's so many of those factors, man. I hope you guys enjoy your weekend. I hope it's very, very, very much so enjoyable one on the end. Capologist, baby. True King.
True 3 King $10.
Appreciate you.
Talking about the other type of cap SMH. He capping.
That boy capping. Pow, 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 pow. And I appreciate the True King. Yes, indeed.
Take the money out! All of it! Come on! You're wasting my time now. Come on! Come on!
Come on. Appreciate y'all. We come here for the report of the news. And the news got it as if though, even though Robert Saleh had an in-person interview, ain't nothing like that. Meaning that you can look into the eyes and the soul of a man and say, these are the things that I want. These are the things that I need to have to be accomplished here. And I love Robert Saleh here in the capacity of a defensive coordinator. Grandfather once said when he was alive, don't dance with the first lady you see. And he's right. Keep your options open. Continue to leave no stone unturned until the one that can get your attention. And all you think about is that one. Hopefully the Cowboys find that person. Hopefully they find that spark. And hopefully they understand that for the last 30 seasons, 30 years, over 3,000 moons, over 11,000 days, that they look into this particular situation and they say, hey, let's stop dancing with the first one we see. And let's make sure that the one that we are with can move mountains, can set us straight. We're going to get the fame regardless, because we can be the ones that can say we delivered. And the fans, ain't this right, Matt Batten says the fans, we deserve better. We do. We absolutely do. We deserve to walk in boldly to say that, hey, this is all rock, and no one is going to be able to move us off this spot. We deserve to travel with good spirits so that we won't be the laughing stock of the NFL when every time we turn on the TV, there's something crazy that happened, that we lose in the craziest of the craziest way. We should be the team that use common sense, that on 3rd and 1, that you don't go for Hail Mary. We should be the team that know that we got a kicker, that all we have to do is get damn near to the 50-yard line, that there should be 3 points in the bucket regardless. We should be the team to play with a sense of urgency, to have that extra fight in our bag. We should be the team that have options where we can kill you with the high pass, we can kill you with the low pass, we can galvanize our troops with the run. And then on top of that, if we need a turnover, we can get it. If we need to stop a run on 3rd and 4, we can get it. If we need to stop a run on 3rd and short, we can get it. If we need to play some blades of grass and cover all of them, yes, we should have those dogs. I'm looking for a few good men. That's what we're looking for. I'm looking for a game changer, someone that can make something happen, not just depending on one, but this is a team of 22 on the field, 11 on defense and 11 on offense that can get things going. And we leave all of the excuses at the door, because now when we got somebody that can lay their rings on the table, and now we got somebody that can look at Booth and say, there's the door, because you didn't play your assignment right. And your responsibility is to play the assignment right, and if you don't do it, I got someone else that can wear that sacred silver and blue. Look at somebody that when they false start or when they overcommit to something, that we can pull them to the sidelines and also say, hey, we see the potentials in you. It's not the end of the world. Keep your head high. Look me in my eyes and let people know that you're a man. You're going to fail more than you succeed, but you have to learn from your failures. And I'm going to tell y'all, I've learned more from my failures than my success. But if you continue to do your failure movements, then you will never understand the success part, because you got to keep going. There's a lot of people that give up right before they finish the finish line. Why? Because they rubbernecking looking at someone else, and they rubbernecking looking at other people and what they are able to achieve, and fail to realize that if you continue to say, it's about the cap, it's about where I was born, I'm from Mississippi, I wasn't given a silver spoon, I say hell with the silver spoon. I'm humble enough to eat with my hands. When you're hungry, you go out there and make it happen. PhD, poor, hungry, and determined. And I want my players to be so hungry. I don't want them to be sedity. I don't want them to be so cutesy. I don't want them to be demure, or however you say it. I want my dogs to be hungry. So even if the food fall off the table on the floor, we picking it up, Mississippi rule. I'm eating it anyway. Yeah, I want these type of guys. But I got to have someone from that grit to be able to explain that. And I'm quite sure, I can tell you, Kellen Moore, he won't be able to explain that to these guys. No offense to him. I need somebody to look at these guys in the eyes to be able to motivate them when they're shaking and shivering. And I can tell them, I've been down there in that low dial in the postseason. Snap your ass up out of this. Listen to me. You're going to make this play happen one way or another. I need for that to happen. We must demand and declare and decree for those things to happen. I need for someone to say, hey, even if you throw me in a fiery furnace, and it may just be 3 of us in there, but I need for someone to look around and say, hey, there's 4 in there. And I tell you what, even when the enemy tried to game plan around you, even them, when they try to do that, they get burned up in the flames too. I need to walk around with that type of an authority. But you got to declare it, you got to believe it, and then for one, you got to see it for yourself. So I'm going to say this to you all. It's your determination. You got to see yourself as a victor. You got to see yourself as the king that you are. You got to see yourself as that ultimate lion. And this is what we need to do, ladies and gentlemen. We got to stop walking around with that defeated mindset, that docile mindset. You got to go out there and say, this is what I'm going to do. And you got to prepare yourself. I'm telling y'all, you got to prepare yourself. I remember Jimmy Johnson saying this. Oh, they said, oh, man, y'all boys were lucky to get to the postseason, these sorts of things. Y'all lucky to have the first or the number 2 defense. Y'all were lucky to have Troy Aikman, Emmitt Smith, Michael Irvin, Jay Novacek. He says, no. Luck is when preparation meets opportunity. It's better to be prepared for the opportunity and not have it than to have the opportunity and not be prepared. You got to put yourself in those positions. And there's so many times, too many times, we've been watching these coaches around here that can't light a fire up on anybody, like a Jason Garrett, like a Mike McCarthy. What's his pregame speech? I'm seeing someone timid, and I'm not talking about that person that's timid. Damn it, you're supposed to weeble wobble over there and get that person untimid and say, hey, get your mind together. This is what we here for. Blood, sweat, and tears. This is why we was out there in Oxnard. This is why we went back from Oxnard to Frisco. We put in all of our hard work to pay out the dividends now, to get out the dividends now. These are the things that we must have from a coach. And it goes from the top to the bottom. But you got to declare it. It's not going to be given to you freely. And if you like this message today, this is the time for you guys to understand that this is the quote. Les Brown, I used to have his CD player in my car. And I was sleeping out of my car. And I'll pop that tape in there or that CD in there, and we would listen. And he said, you got to be hungry. You got to want it. And he was saying these same words that gravitated to my heart. And I'm passing it on to you all. Like I said, knowledge can only be transferred. Just like energy. Cannot be created nor destroyed. Just transfer. I'm going to transfer this, and I've been saying it on all of my quotes at the end of the day. If you want a thing bad enough to go out there and fight for it, to work day and night, to give up your time, your peace, and your sleep. If all of your desires of it makes you quite mad that you don't get tired, and it makes you hold everything tawdry and cheap, if life itself seems empty and useless without it, and all that you scheme and dream is about it, if you will gladly go out there and sweat for it, or fret for it, or plan for it, or lose all terror of your mind, if you would simply, just simply go after the thing you want, Matt Batten, Dramatic, Ghostface Gaming. Jessica, go after the thing you want with all of your capacity. Strength, sagacity with faith, hope, and confidence and stern pertinacity. If neither cold or poverty or the famish or fame, or the sickness of your body or brain can turn you away from the thing you want, is dogged and grim and besiege and beset with the help of Almighty and this right post, Freddie Morales, and everyone that's listening, you will get it, baby. Come on with it. In the words of Prime Time for Your Mind.
Give me my theme music.
Yeah. If we offended anyone today, be sure to know to charge it to my head, not my heart.
What more do you
And if you somehow, some way, are eagle fed and you offended, then you just offended. Come on with it. No doubt, man. Let's get on up out of here. One love, DC for life. Let's get it. Appreciate all of the support. Mama said there'll be days just like this. You guys are all stars. I love y'all to the stars and back. Let's get it.
I wake up, flex, thumb down, now.
Come on.
No drip, this. Tell them run it up. No sleep, no rest.
Come on.
Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell them run it up. I wake up, flex, thumb down, now. No drip, this. Tell them run it up. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell them run it up. 9 out of 10 roll through my hands, I'm by my lonely.
Come on.
Turn to a savage, now my baby wants to hold me. I love my fans, don't need no friends, I got my homies.
Come on with it.
Thought I could trust you, I find out you tried to zone me.
Don't zone long.
I'm number 1 up on that court, I'm Nick McGrady.
Hey.
The first one in, the last one out, can't call me lazy. Put in my hours, send the invoice and they pay me. I need 6 rings like
Law Nation, baby.
I wake up, flex, thumb down, now. No drip, this. Tell him run it.
That boy said he needs 6 rings like MJ. Come on with it.
Tell him run it up. I wake up,
come on.
Thumb down, now.
Law.
No drip, this. Tell him run it up. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I tell him run it up. Y'all gon' make me take that trip way out to Europe. I call up Nigeria, come through in a hurry. Those London boys don't come to play, you should get worried. One false move, find yourself, they getting buried. That's what the devil used to like playing those games.
Come on with it, baby.
That brought my mama pain. I made a promise to her, swore that I would change.
Come on.
I'm on the come up.
Shout out to you, Jay Lombardi.
I wake up, flex, thumb down, now. No drip, this. Tell him run it up.
Eric, what's good with you?
Might crash, might wreck, but first
see y'all on the couch Monday. Come on, Washington. I got this couch ready for y'all. Yeah. Come on. Yeah. The next coach. Until next time, man. I appreciate you.
It's an evil world we live in.
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness!
Emotional damage.
Oh my gosh. I got this couch ready for y'all, Eagles. He's ever lonely. Hey, Washington, we got this couch. Man, y'all got this butter, and I got these drinks and everything. Come on, y'all tripping, man. Y'all come on, grab this couch, man.
Nobody, baby.
Yeah, who can
do it like me? Who can give me what you need?
Come on with it, baby. Oh, Eric's sitting on the floor.
Nobody, baby.
All right. I'm awake, man. I got this couch for you, my dog. You can have a piece of the couch. You sit on the 49er side. Yeah, we put you over the 49er side. I am awake. I can't wait for you, Philadelphia, Lord Bronson. I got a book for y'all to read. Moby Dick. Yeah. Read that one. Come on with it. Boy, I can't wait for y'all to catch that couch. Yeah.
Take a bite of my burger, babe. Save the last bite for you.
Don't let the street lights hit you.
All alone. You know it's dangerous to go alone. Don't let the street lights hit you. Can I be I'll follow. Are you not entertained? Whatever you do, are you not entertained? Whatever you do, play it to
Emotional damage.
perfect love. 7 more and another one. Take some money out, all of it, and another one. Wasting my time now. Come on.
That boy Eric said he's making a podcast. I'm glad I'm able to motivate you to make one, Eric. let me know, man. I'll hop on there and drop some stars of knowledge that you guys can fly up under. The song is brought to you by Paper Cranes. Player 2. Paper Cranes with a C. Player 2. Until next time, hit that like button, share this content. The longest, hardest working podcaster in the world. Your boy, your brother, Independent Law Nation Studios. Yes, indeed. All right. Eric says you want to support the law. Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. Shout out to all of everybody. Until next time, DC for life. No shortcuts, just hard works. Peace. One love.